Welcome everyone, welcome one and all. Thank you for joining us here for SCW. It is the second pay-per-view under the banner. I am Phil Hawkins, and to my right here we have former heavyweight champion, Hall of Fame alumni, Malibu, Mike Martelli. How you doing, Mike?
Malibu, baby. How's it going, Phil? I'm very, very excited to be here tonight.
Oh, I'm excited to be here tonight too, my friend. We've got a hell of a card for you at home. We'd like to thank Teddy the Bear for joining the audience. Hope your seat is fine and you can see the action from where you are tonight. We have title matches, we have grudge matches, we have potential contenders. We've got it all going on tonight. We do have a couple of grudge matches that probably end up in the infirmary before the end of the night with certain intergalactic interlopers, but we'll get to that soon enough.
Yeah, and as always, SCW promises no filler, 100% surprises tonight, Phil.
Absolutely.
We are stacked.
And of course, if the card is a little too much for you, may I introduce you to Gooch Wipes, because if your crack leaves, what was that one? What you said it better. You said it best.
If your crack leaves a stripe, then why don't you wipe with Gooch Wipes?
That's it. Respect your taint, the only way to clean your runway. Right, let's get on with the card. We are 10,000 strong here in the Twitch arena. Of course, SQUIRESHIP Championship Wrestling always sells out, and I'd like to say that we always deliver. The 2 weeks ago was a card for the ages, however, with rampant disqualifications and flagrant disagreeing of the rules. But hopefully Jordan Peterson can keep the action squared off tonight, as he has done the prior week.
You know, Jordan Peterson's middle name is controversy, of course, and he's been on good behaviour recently, but who knows how he'll turn up at the big events like he did in the very first SCW show. He was the talk of the town there with his flagrant underperformance, but we'll see.
Of course, he's
very, very excited. Hope you're all excited as well. I've got a little drinky poos here ready, and my cigar, so let's see what happens.
Marvellous. Let's go on with the show. The first
loosened up as well.
First match we have for you is a fatal four-way elimination between Tourette's, Cage, Reaper, and Randy Random. Now this is going to be an absolute barn burner, Mike.
Yeah, there's some serious players in this match, and of course, it might be the first match on the card, but it's far from the least important by any means. Everybody here has an opportunity to clamp their way towards the upper card of SCW and get their hands on Dan's glorious championship. We've had some good performances from these chaps lately, so I'm very excited to see how this match works in this very exciting elimination dynamic.
Of course, Cage and Random, no strangers. Random has 2 wins over Cage. However, Reaper and Tourette's have been proving themselves on the undercard. Tourette's, being the gatekeeper of SCW, has been granted more high-caliber matches, and Reaper has won his way onto this with his tremendous match against Jimmy last week.
Certainly proved himself that he's certainly of the SCW caliber. So a lot to prove for everybody, and like you say, we could be turning the division on its head in the very first few minutes here. And like I say, elimination. So no disqualifications, no countouts. If you are pinned, you are removed from ringside, and the match continues without you. So who knows? You could see some double teaming. You could see some very devious tactics. I'm very excited to see how this pans out.
Yes, of course, and there's no love lost between Cage and Random, of course. We'll have to see how Tourette's and Reaper scale up against those two. We've got 2 brutal strikers, a submission expert, and a high flyer with a little bit of a technical edge. So we'll have to see, as we always say in SCW, styles make fights. So we'll have to see how these get stuck in tonight. Of course, not the only match we have tonight. We've got Scalab versus Taz in an exhibition. We've got McByrnes versus Westy. Westy seemingly called out McByrnes in his tag title match 2 weeks ago, and last week he made himself known by running in and attacking McByrnes.
Yeah, so there's a lot of tension, a lot of hatred going on, a lot of social media activity, and Rick Magooch's hand was forced into the match. Here we go.
Yes, but before we dower our moods with that intergalactic dilemma, someone's redeemed a dance boy, and we've got the patron saint of SCW, That Tourette's gamer jiving his way to the ring, looking as enthused as always.
Yeah, a fan of the people, fan of our heart, and the capacity crowd are roaring here. Wow. The reaction for this man, he's a one-man boogie train.
He's wearing his Sennheisers down to the ring. He found his headphones, but he still can't find his shoes, Mike.
Well, like you say, he is navigating around that health and safety nightmare very well, and he doesn't seem to have slipped thus far, so optimistic.
Yes,
but,
for everything.
Your spirit. I don't know how you manage that, but very excited to be here.
We've seen people barefoot in the ring, but we haven't seen socks up until now. Of course, Reaper's pay-per-view debut. We've never seen him under the bright lights, so let's see what kind of show he has in store for us. He has a lot to prove. I believe he lost his first, but he won his second. So not all bad times for Reaper, but let's see if he can get some more wins.
He did, but none of the matches were at this scale, under this pressure, under these many lights. He's the man with everything to prove here. He's probably the underdog, the least established, the newest member. So yeah, he could cause a bit of an uprising here, with a nice shot in the balls, in close range.
Of course, we've seen his moveset thus far. He likes to attack the small joints, the neck and the back. His signature move is the patella drop brainbuster that he uses to set them up for the Killer Fucker clutch, which is a modification of the Kirifuda clutch, but all the deadliest, all the same.
Yeah, weakens the old neck there, ready for that rear naked choke with a little bit of theatrics, but no slight on its effectiveness. Speaking of effective, here comes the life-size ham.
The man with 4 chests. Here he comes. 310 pounds of solid Welsh beef. The brother of our SCW SQUIRESHIP champion, the Rage Cage.
It's like an exhibition, this gentleman. He's just a long parade of pecs, chest. And one of the hardest hitters, I would say, and with malice and without regret. So he's been a sleeping giant in SCW thus far, but people are slowly waking up to his abilities, and understandably so. And I think Ricky is doing him the right recognition thus far.
It seems from the chat box with the hustle and bustle that our champion has graced us with his presence for the pre-show there. Welcome in, champ.
Man there with hopefully a recipe for victory tonight. Very big match in one of our main events.
I understand he'll have his eyes all over this match as he warms up ready for his first title defense here tonight. Any one of these men could be potential contenders after tonight or going forward.
Yeah, we could be looking at his next opponent right now. You never know how these things pan out. So I'm excited. I hope Dan is equally terrified and excited. Like you say, a man without fear is a foolish man. So I hope he's watching eagerly. And you've had something to tea. For tea. Excuse me.
And of course, our final competitor, a favourite of yours, Randy Random, still hasn't been granted the use of his mechanical hand, Mike.
No. There's still some controversy. There's some sanctions. Seems to be sticking with the stock, though. Seems to be the nice compromise between padding and flexibility there. Ever the walking psychiatric analysis. A little bit unhinged, of course, not originally from this realm, originally hailing from the Rome world, of course, and a little bit unfamiliar with the audience. Always have to get a good luck though.
Yes, his competitor always gives it his all. He's got an incredible array of strikes, high-flying maneuvers, and he can ground any competitor and keep him there for as long as he damn well pleases, and we'll have to see how they all match up tonight. We have Tourette's Gamer, Reaper, the Rage Cage, and of course, Randy Random, set to do battle in the first of many matches tonight. Jordan Peterson officiating, as always. We'll try and call the action as well as we can. Of course, it's going to be chaos at some point, ladies and gentlemen, so please, pick somebody, stick on them.
Yeah. The patient is going to be able to place the ideal power.
Devastating uppercut there from Rage Cage as he has Tourette's up against the ropes. Horrific chop, and he looks like he's going for the knee, of course, looking to halt the acrobatics of the high fly. And look, we've got some high flying of our own there with Randy Random with a triple jump moonsault on Reaper. Cage is going by the Goozler and a spine buster.
Who is your
my pick has got to go with Rage Cage. Of course, he's been training a lot with his brother, which is our SQUIRESHIP champion, and he started incorporating more devastating wrestling moves in with his striking moveset. Who have you got, Mike?
I might wait a little while longer. Cage is a good shout. I think the rest might well, come back. You know, I'm starting to warn the guy. He might play the game. He might not necessarily win the battle, but he might win the war. With the game of brain one. We'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes indeed. Cage has been evicted from the ring, and the battle continues inside. Random not letting Tourette's get some moves off there. We've got all sorts going on in the ring at the moment. Massive elbow from Reaper to Random, giving him a taste of his own medicine.
Friendly.
Cage is back in the ring now, asserting his dominance. The larger man in the ring. Of course, if he puts his hands on anybody, it looks like they're going to go for a ride, as Random gets hot-shotted off that top turnbuckle. Oh, it looks like we got our first double team move, and it's a reversal from Random. The crowd don't seem too pleased with this, Mike. Roundhouse kick from Cage. Clubbing clotheslines in the corner. And it seems the crowd is on his side as they count down the clotheslines. This crowd is on fire tonight, Mike. Poison Rana from Reaper.
They are ready.
Massive backhand from Cage. Goodness grief, the action. I can't call all of it.
Technical wrestling. Out the eyeball.
Cage is just laying the smackdown on Random on the ground. We've got a assisted Hurricane Rana, and Cage is looking to do some bear rolls on Random. Squeeze in the abdomen, letting him know who's boss.
Down to two there, and like I say, it is an elimination matchup. So if you are pinned or submitted, you are removed from the match, and the match continues until only two people remain, and the final pinfall carries on from there.
Of course, no pinfalls outside, however. All the action has to be called in the ring. We get a flying head scissors from Tourette's. Oh, and an elbow right in the eye for his troubles. It's into the waiting arms of Random. Nobody there for Reaper on the springboard back elbow. Random seems to set Tourette's game up for... Oh my god, a spike on the middle rope. And the crowd are not happy with that.
Oh, like a lone dart there, Phil.
Series of backbreakers. Of course, Reaper, one of the smaller men in the SCW division. Smaller than the stout but also powerful Viking. I do believe he's the smallest male on the roster, but he has power of his own. As you can see, he can pretzel up his opponent and will the joints into places they aren't supposed to go. Big clothesline.
Yeah, this match for Reaper could go two ways. His small joint manipulation might be difficult to wear people down over time, but then at the same time, well-executed submission can take people out without any warning.
Could it be the cold snap? We've got an early cold snap, Mike. Reaper's laying prone.
You know what this usually means.
Usually, yes, but without a clear ring, of course, you can't really go for... Oh, my God, it's spinning out Michinoku driver from the shoulders. Difficult to go for any top rope maneuvers when the ring is so crowded. He's going to have to eliminate some adversaries first, I'd imagine.
Yeah, the usual rules go out the window here, and the usual dynamic as well.
Massive flapjack from Cage. It doesn't matter if it's against the smallest or largest on the roster. Everyone goes for a ride when the Rage Cage gets his hand on you. There's an elevated power slam, puts Random in the center ring. Oh, goodness grief! He's got him with the goozle, Mike. What a choke slam. Reaper could be out of this already. Reaper kicks out to 2 3/4. I have no idea how he did that. And the crowd is cheering in appreciation, let's say, for him surviving that choke slam. Of course, worth mentioning as well that Tourette's Gamer debuted a new signature of his last week against Snaff, the Vertebreaker, a devastating move that we thought had all been said and done by the year 2002, but it seems he's brought it back to some 20 years later. And wait until you see it for yourself if he pops it off tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It's seen to be believed.
It is a doozy indeed.
Flying knee. Poison Rana again from Reaper, using his diminutive size to his advantage here. And he's got Tourette's all alone in the ring. Looks like he could have him hoisted up for it, Mike. No, he's got him in the Kirifuda. Oh, but it's a rope break. I thought he was going for the patella drop brainbuster there. A nice bait and switch.
I thought Tourette's there extend his legs as he came down there. I think he knew what was coming.
There it is, the Vertebreaker. He has to be unconscious. What a devastating move. 2 3/4 again. But yes, extending the legs out from that suplex into the Killer-fucker clutch definitely seemed to extend his life there, because Reaper had that in lock tight immediately. He's like a constrictor as soon as he gets that neck. Oh, and Reaper just got dumped on his head and neck. Pandemonium. Reaper's going to capitalize off the cutter. And everyone's just watching. They want Cage out of this match. Kicks out to 2.
Yeah, that would be the smart choice. I mean, unlike most matches that are multi-man, there's no incentive to be about the opposite for the opponents to break up a pin. They may as well wait for it to happen, get the man of the ring, and carry on.
Got some tremendous wrestling going on outside. It looks like we had another modified Michinoku driver. Rolling Sobop. Now Reaper's got that armbar triangle that he put on Jimmy last week and tapped him out in no time. But Cage gets to the ropes and saves himself. The crowd cheering hard for that one.
Not his first submission rodeo there. I think he knew exactly what to do under that situation.
Reaper going back to the Poison Rana well. And a powerful kick out from the most powerful man in the division. But Reaper seems to have him at his own. He catches the fist.
It would be a smart thing to eliminate Cage first, I think. Yeah, he's the powerhouse. But in your view, and maybe mine, the favourite, it would be a good choice. He's the one who can deliver that instant one impact power move. Good day.
Could be all done in one. And a BO hold! The BO hold! Taught down from his brother on the schoolyard. The BO hold, Mike. Oh, it's clinched in. It's deep. Reaper gets out.
He's washed there. He's out. Is he out?
Reaper got out of the submission. I thought he was all done with that reaction and the way the referee shook his hands off, but I think he was in as just a disbelief as we were that he got out of the BO hold. That's a lot of armpit.
Maybe Cage was necessarily nice yelling there, maybe not prepared. Good for the full impact of the BO hold. He's hanging in there though with Cage.
You say that as he drops him with the patella drop brainbuster. He should go for the Kirifuda. I don't think this is going to be enough. It was almost enough, though. That was close.
You were right.
Stalking him again. Another patella drop brainbuster. No, it's the Killer-fucker clutch. He's got him in the Killer-fucker clutch. Cage might tap. Cage might tap. Cage has tapped to the killer fucker clutch. He's the first one out of the match. I'm shocked, Mike.
What a surprise. What a surprise. I don't know what to say.
The crowd are booing heavy for this one. Even Tourette's dancing isn't saving the crowd. You can hear those boos from the next street over. As Dan seems elated that he doesn't have to face Cage, at least at this juncture. Don't blame you. Don't blame you. No, the crowd have all but tuned out of this match now that the crowd favourite is out. Cage is back to his feet. Of course, he's going to be devastated that he got tapped by Reaper. But like we said, if Reaper gets his hands around your throat, you can't hold on for long. And that stiff DDT driving him glasses first down into the middle of the ring. Oh, it's a race to see who can get random off the top rope. Tourette's wins this exchange. Grabs Reaper by the back of the head. And it's another cutter and another capitalization from Reaper. Tourette's is happy to let him take it, though, because a pinfall in an elimination match doesn't count as a loss on anyone's record. It's a win, and everyone else loses equally. It doesn't matter who pinned. And a big left hand from Reaper there.
I must say, Reaper is thus far the star of the show by a long way. He's getting down and dirty in there.
Yes, he's capitalising on all of these brutal strikes that everybody else seems to be landing. He capitalised on two cutters. He made use of the fact that Cage was all alone in the ring after a patella drop brainbuster. You know, he's a bit calculated. I quite like the style of Reaper.
Yeah, meaning to put a man of that size in a move that he's probably familiar with is very impressive.
The crowd seem to be coming back around to the idea of this match now. They've come to terms with the loss of Cage in the match, but they're not cheering quite as hard.
You see that I was world champion, of course, Phil, because I didn't go for the easy pick there in Cage. In any one-on-one match, he would probably be the favourite against any of these guys, but in a match like this, it's about the long play. It's like chess. Not like dodgeball, you know what I mean? So that's why I'm going for Tourette's. Maybe I might get that wrong and Luke might get the win, but that's why I didn't go for Cage. Try to brag.
Brag away, my friend, brag away. We've got some action here on the outside, and it looked like Random's taking a breather on the inside and drinking in some of the positive crowd reaction he's getting. Oh, a massive groan from the audience as Tourette's has dropped onto the stem of his neck, but didn't seem to bother him at all. And he's doing Reaper's move right in front of him. Reaper tells him to bring it.
Yeah, I think, like I said, Tourette's is my pick. I think one thing he lacks is that ferocity, that cutting edge. He can certainly put people away, but it's a little bit of grit. And a lot of people on the roster have. I think if he can in that part of his craft, then we're looking at a top contender here.
Well, I thought we had some sort of corkscrew small package, but Tourette's legs were too long for him to grab, so he couldn't quite get the hook in, so I think he just let it go. But he's got Random, he's got him up in the air, and it's a killer fucker clutch again. Nowhere for Random to go.
Paying the price.
Randy,
paying the price there for his lax attitude.
Randy Bobandi paid the price. The crowd, once again, booing. Like, I don't think Reaper has had enough time to warrant the reaction from the crowd that the others have been getting. I don't think they can quite believe that their favourites are being put away by this newcomer. As a patella drop brainbuster sorts Tourette's right out. The Reaper's finding reserves. He's blocked the kick.
They probably struggled with change.
The crowd...
a change to his final structure coming up.
Oh, and the vertebraker again to Reaper as he lays prone on the mat. And only a 2 count. Tourette's has had enough. He's pitching some kind of tantrum. Oh, and he eats a kitchen sink running knee for his troubles. Reaper saw that cutter coming a mile away. He shouldn't let emotion get the better of him. The competitor is cold and calculated as Reaper.
This match hangs on a knife edge now. I think the first person to land their finishing maneuver well has got this one in the bag.
Reaper sending to the top rope and beckons him to his feet, and a massive elbow shiver from the top rope to the outside.
Very nice there, very nice.
Ooh, got him in an elevated bulldog headlock. I haven't seen one of those since the days of Ric Flair versus Steamboat.
Yeah, the person who trained me used to do that to me all the time. Showing off while he took my money. It's a bit of a throwback there, Phil. It wasn't easy to get back in the business back in my day. You had to know people. Of course, SCW providing all the opportunities for budding wrestlers, and we are hiring as well. So
we are hiring indeed.
We are accepting new recruits.
All inquiries to Rick McGooch on the official Discord. Would appreciate it if the cameraman was to remove the camera from the Twitch partners who've got exclusive ringside broadcast rights to call this match. Fortunately, we're in the 5th row. Once again, cameras on them.
American language commentators there.
They say things like pants and sidewalk and all such other strange Americanisms. There's no Americanism for eating a knee in the face. I think that's a language we both speak.
Or international language, Phil.
Or the turnbuckle to the nostril. The crowd absolutely is rejecting any notion of Reaper winning this match. Any appeal is met with a wave of boos.
Like we said at the beginning, this match is not even finished, and already it's a huge surprise. Already Reaper's stock has risen, even if he loses. I think we're looking at a quite competitive here.
Yes, regardless of what the SCW realm thinks, it all counts down to the ranking and, of course, the will of our head booker and chief financial officer, Rick McGooch, as Tourette's gets funky in the ring, trying to curry the favour of the audience, trying to get them back on their feet after a devastating blow in seeing their fan favourite in Cage being eliminated early in the match. And Reaper's taken a well-deserved breather. The referee has no power. The referee can't make him get in the ring. So he's taking every second he can.
These special rules. These four-way elimination rules are, we're going outside. You can say, we're not getting down and dirty. It's exactly what I wanted.
Well, he's trashing the table that should have been ours, but they won't give it to us, so he's welcome to that one. In fact, he's quite welcome to the one next to it as well, as far as I'm concerned.
Up here in the, over there in the cheap seats.
An assisted Hurricane Rana to the outside. He needs to watch he doesn't bash his head in those purple steel steps there. He'll fleck the paint. Belly to back suplex. The roll through. A helicopter. Now that's just embarrassing. Oh, and a slap to the back of the head. The disrespect. An elbow, a jab. Gets back in the ring. And another little dance.
Very nice. This match is balanced out, I think. We had those two submissions. There were falls there, but there were submissions in relatively good succession. But it's part of the match has been the longer. Probably at a much slower pace as well.
Well, I think Tourette's at this point is trying to send a message to Reaper. He's trying to tell him this is my realm. You're not welcome. So Reaper seems now to get the upper hand.
I'm interested to see if that table becomes part of the match.
Oh, there we go. There's the cut from out of nowhere. Jordan Peterson in for the count. And a kick out to 2 3/4 from Reaper. He does not want to lose this.
Resilience there. Resilience. I thought he was toying with him. Couldn't quite put him away, but a very interesting dynamic here.
Very interesting indeed. It looks like they're exchanging shoulder locks, trying to see who can do them better. Of course, Tourette's does have a background in locks and holds, but obviously not as seasoned as Reaper, who seems to be going for the patella drop, but he gets stopped. And a tummy-to-tummy suplex. Oh, they collide. And a diving headbutt from Tourette's, much to the crowd's adjuration. It's back and forth. Neither of them seem to be getting the edge over the other for too long. And a bulldog puts a stop to that.
There we go.
Beautiful elevation on that headlock. Better than Daniel Bryan, I would say.
Very, very nice. Very nice. I am, I can see we questioned at the beginning, the big light and the pressure. But Reaper has stepped up. He's going to war with this young man.
You stepped up indeed, as we got the notification to say that Taz has gifted a sub to Crypt Shock. Enjoy the emotes that you can use in this realm and any other realms, my squire. Thank you, Taz. Kick to the stomach. You can have him set up right. The patella drop. All right, it's a patella drop this time. You never know what's coming when he gets them in the vertical suplex position. This could be it. Well, who saw that coming? Newcomer and sort of undercard favourite, Reaper, has bested all three in the Fatal 4-Way.
Well, defeated all three.
He defeated all three. My God. And he took two vertebreakers too. Oh, the cutter across the chest of Random. Poison ran at the cage. And a patella drop to Cage as well. He seems well happy with himself. And I would be happy with that performance too, Mike. Of course, he lost his debut and has since proven that size doesn't indeed matter.
He adapted to his environment, which is typical of a man of his attire. So, welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. I think we have to take this guy seriously now.
I think we do have to treat this guy with the utmost respect. Of course, he will be climbing up the rankings with a win like that. What a tremendous match. What a unforeseen outcome. But like we always say, anything is possible in the realm.
Sure is.
After that, I saw
that's just the beginning. I mean, that's the first match.
The first match of many, yes. And it doesn't even matter if we overrun. We own the network, you know, so it's fine. Rick Magooch has bought it. But we are going to go straight into the next match, though. I believe this is a rematch, Mike.
It is a rematch. Like I say, it's again, though, it's an opportunity. Dr. Anastasia, aka Scalab, aka the face, the bovine suplex machine Taz. They had a match last week. Taz was victorious. But can she repeat that? Can Anastasia get revenge? Who will win? I think this is very crucial matchup, and we're very excited to see how this one turns out.
Yes, very crucial indeed. These two no strangers to each other, of course. And even though the female division isn't as stacked as the male division, the matches that we've seen out of the squires on the ladies roster has been nothing next but sublime.
Just as hard, if not harder, than the men. And it's taking shape, though. Like I say, as before that match last week was probably rock bottom of the pile, despite her showings within the matches, but she's bounced back with a win, and she can propel herself forward into that title contention with a win here.
Of course, it looks like she has taken some criticisms on board and has said that she will change things up. Of course, we did comment on her inability to finish. And she said that she's been in the gym and she's tightened everything up that needs to be tightened. Of course, we will have to see tonight if that is truly the case. And what better way to stack up than against the person who you competed against last?
Taz has quite the undertaking here, facing the evil Doctor. And I hope she's ready.
I would say so too. Dr. Anastasia, of course, no stranger to pain. She dedicated her life to understanding what made people tick and what gave people fear, but unfortunately it seems to have driven her mad, and she will not stop until she's ripped every limb off everybody in the women's roster for SQUIRESHIP Championship Wrestling. Her entrance, Mike, is something to behold.
It is something to behold, and to hold the person next to you and to fear for your life as well. She's terrifying.
And she's also the first one out. The lights are low. Not even the phone lights can illuminate the Twitch arena. Of course, we are over 10,000 strong here in the heart of Cardiff. We thank you again for inviting us into your homes, here, there, and everywhere on the internet.
Do indeed. Hold me, Mike, Phil, Mommy.
Hold
everybody.
Me, anybody.
Anybody. Oh.
Here comes the Scalab. The goosebumps upon goosebumps. The attire that's always covered in blood, yet no progress seems to be made on any police reports. She makes her way down to the ring to face Tazalicious.
I think she's gonna make the ring an abattoir tonight and slaughter some cattle. At least if she gets her way. I don't understand why there's Dean behind her. She's been waiting in the freezer for a whole week. I have no idea.
I think she may have switched to dry ice for the fire smoke effect with the rising cost of fossil fuels, but is the same effect produced all the same?
Of course. And share of division there, of course. Playing mind games, having a little rest. Cardio is important, of course. And very comfortable today, I must say. Quite her being in it.
Because we still don't know why she brings a stethoscope to the ring if she insists on killing her opponent. Maybe it's to check to see if they're still standing. Oh, and there's the sound of the cow and the klaxon. It looks like it's time for a hoedown. And it looks like we've got a change in attire.
Very nice. Just been chopped as well as in there. Like one of my hats.
Cowboy hat.
She's ready.
And a little jig.
Already.
The feedback must have truly been taken to heart. The crowd seemed to be on her side more than ever.
Of course. A little jig there always helps.
She looks happier to be here than ever.
She looks happy to be here. You must not have made eye contact with Scalab yet, I would say, but that's soon going to change.
Well, there we go. The mood has turned. Capitalize on the move. With authority. Letting her know where she stands. Crowd more vocal than they have been in recent weeks, of course. The difference between 660 and 10,000 being felt tonight. Taz goes over the top rope. Maintains her balance. Once again.
I hope this isn't...
Oh, Taz seemed to jam her chin up on the bottom rope then with that slam.
Rid away the Scalab that Taz knows this is her domain.
Stamping at the milking fingers. Looks like we got a reversal, but Scalab's right back on top of her. Of course, the tape that she must have on Taz, and also having competed against her, she's got to know that even with changing up certain aspects of her appearance, her finish, and everything else, that the same tape is going to be played at some point, and that's where I think she's going to have the edge. She's going to know what play is going to be made and when. Lovely corkscrew neckbreaker.
Been on Taz to change that up in the last week or so, and try and deviate from her usual plan. It goes very well.
He's taking control, momentum has swung. Massive right hands. Oh, could she be going for it? The first bovine suplex.
exactly what I mean.
A milk splash.
Whoop. A milk splash. After you.
And again. Oh, I thought we'd see 3 then. I thought we'd see 3. Now she's going after the doctoring or butchering fingers of Scary. And another. Oh no, she got out of the way. Like I said, that playbook, it's open on the right page now.
The time isn't come.
Going for another Alabama slam. And delivered.
Devastating maneuver there.
Lovely T-bone. Crowd not too happy.
Doesn't make me have to come up with witty names for a move already appropriately named.
The pre-named moveset.
Very handy. Makes my night a lot easier.
Going for a pin attempt after that big right hand. That was almost a 3 count.
Yeah.
The crowd biting on every move.
As far as that, Scalab took the match to her straight away, and has come back a little bit. It's evened out a little bit as well. But like you say, it was a close call.
And another T-bone.
You need to do.
She stacked her right on her neck.
Use that power. Throw her around. Don't let Scalab get the offense. Good turn sour for Scalab, I must say.
She can't. Surely she can. She can! A deadlift military press slam, clean off the ground. And Scary takes a tumble. That's farmer's strength, Mike.
Exactly.
Looks like she's going for it.
What's this?
Oh, no, the choke slam has been blocked. But momentum is still not on her side, and another delightful T-bone suplex.
Takes control.
I thought that was a 3 count then, Mike. I thought that was a 3 count. Peterson was very close to the ground on that one.
Yep, I think underestimating Scalab is slightly, but it's close.
Plants her face into the middle of the ring, knowing if it has to go. The crowd letting their voices heard. Shrub on her shoulders, Mike. It could be the Apple May water slide. The sound that makes. Goodness grief. Crowd not too happy with it, mind. And a kick out at 2 3/4.
Devastating move, but she hasn't quite done enough to wear it down there.
Crowd letting the competitors know exactly how much this match means to them, with chance of fight forever. I think they may have to after the last couple of showings.
I hope not. We don't have the budget.
We can't keep reinforcing the ring like this. These two hit hard. Oh, and a lovely jawbreaker there to stop the momentum of Scalab. Taz rallies back. The crowd on her side. And a series of backbreakers. Taking a page out of Scary's book there, attacking the torso and the lower back.
Yep. Exactly what we need to see from Taz there.
Well, that T-bone blocked. No, it looks like it was a splash. Was it a pinfall attempt? But it looks like she's getting up.
Bit off more than she can chew there, I think. A little bit stuck in her throat.
In either case, Scary's going right back to the milking hand of Taz. She delivers some strikes of her own and perhaps a slam. Oh, and a shoulder breaker. Some nice old school fundamentals there.
I think. Is that what the sirloin is? I have no idea.
I'm not too sure.
Eat the stuff.
Massive overhand chop with the gloved hand of Scary. Taz reels in the corner from the strikes of her opponent. She's a quick reversal out of the corner. And returning an Irish whip of her own into this corner. And the crowd...
I'm sure if Dan is around, he can tell us, of course, the Butcher of Bergamo. He should know exactly where this pylon is and what that is. Please let us know.
Oh, thunderous chop. Got on a wheelbarrow. Planted abdomen first. Got on a cow tipper. Peterson's ass is in the way.
Whatever that is. Mysterious move.
It looked like the cow tipper to me, Mike.
It looked like a gooch to me. But that was the camera.
I would like to hope that Jordan Peterson has used some gooch wipes before that camera went up there. 2 3/4.
He's probably forced to in his contract.
Taz eating a succession of strikes now from Scary. Her face planted into the ring, and Scary's measuring out. The crowd don't like this, Mike. Once again.
You know what this means?
The Alpamere water slide, and Taz lays prone. Crowd trying to rally behind Taz, and they succeed.
I thought that was it. I thought that was over.
I thought that was over too, but it was 2 3/4.
Bit of technical wrestling there from Taz. Oh, look out.
Could we finally see it? There it is, Mike.
Cowpoke slam. Cowpoke.
3 count after the cowpoke slam. Taz is exhausted. Of course, we battled back after that Alpamere water slide.
Nowhere.
I would call that a come from behind victory.
Perhaps,
of course.
Naz is, instead of changing things up, she's just gone in there hard and perfected that devastating finishing move, and it's worked.
Certainly has worked. Of course, the extra T-bone suplexes that she's acquired along the way softened up Scary just in time for that chokeslam to be the final nail in her coffin. Scary tonight, the victim.
She did what she needed to do. She did what the suplexes. She didn't let her get too much offense in, threw her around. Took advantage of that power and that technique, and got the win. I was surprised, not by the outcome, but by the manner of the outcome. Very good. Then scale out back to do some more research there.
What an amazing match that was. Hard hitting, as always, between Scalab and Taz. We'd like to welcome in the new chatters into the realm. We've got Lamb Chops having a little rest before his match later tonight in the title match against Dan for the SQUIRESHIP title. We've got Ben F. Taylor. Welcome in, Ben. Hope your seat's well, Squire. And Taz is already on the socials, it looks like. Fabulous stuff, Mike.
No rest for the wicked. Wow, what a start to the event already. 2 matches down, and of the highest quality, I would say.
Indeed, I would say the highest quality. But of course, the next match that we have is a bit of a grudge match in the making here. We've got McByrnes versus Wesley. We'll take a short break before that, but a quick tale of what has occurred between these two. McByrnes had his tag team title match with Snaff in the Bash Brothers, and all the way through the match there was interruptions in the feed. There was slander, there was logos, there was cuts, technical difficulties, and it seems like it was a result of Westy, a new competitor on the realm of SCW, and a Astartes General for His Highness the Emperor, and he is here to cleanse the roster of SCW, and he seems to have targeted the Rimworldian Raider in McByrnes as his first victim.
Pulling no punches there, going for the big man. Hell of a choice. Obviously already has backup with him, but he's picking that guy out, and he's going for it. So what a doozy. Obviously that backstage brawl, no love lost between these two. Rick Gooch personally commanded by McByrnes to book this match this week, and we're going to see if Westy can indeed cleanse the heretics. I'm excited.
Yes, and a war of words broke up between these two on the social medias over the course of the week. These two will finally meet one-on-one in competition. But first, short break. Word from our advertisers there. Gooch wipes, of course, the only way to clean your runway.
Indeed, the one way to clean your runway. Respect your taint. and love and marriage for your undercarriage.
Bungo anyway.
Gooch wipes. Bye.
You can't kill me.
You can't kill me.
Oh, no, I'm stuck. Fuck. No. 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 No.
That's not what I needed.
Go back! Go back!
Get the flag.
I ain't having it. Just whack the fucking thing. Oi! Yeah, get the fuck off my scooter! Get the fuck off my scooter! Yeah! How's it feel, huh? Fuck off! Fuck off! Fuck off! That's what happens when you take things that don't belong here. Fuck off!
It always happens. So give Muso my love and get the fuck out of my house.
What the fuck is happening?
Yeah, I'm not got the kill for it. He just jumped off.
Enemy down.
Shit. Taz had him. Taz.
Fuck off.
Taz. Taz, I was insane.
Hey. I'm gonna fuck you up. You bitch. How you like that? I like them apples. What the? What the? I got him, I got him, I got him.
Oh my god, I almost got my guy too.
Ooh. See? Who flashed round the corner? Suck a dick! What did you have? Oh, you had a purple stinger.
Any roaches, mate?
Sorry about
Fucking fancy blazing up, man, yeah? What's your name, bud? Oh, Robert Kendos, eh? Oh, don't mind me. I just want to get high. Basically, my name's Leon S. Kennedy.
By the time I know.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Save me! Tell me! What's not fair? What?
Let me load marbles. Oh shit! Smell chocolate milk all over the. No! No! It's all over the mouse! No! Fucking hell! Get the fucking towels in you!
Hiya. Here's Bump. I'm gonna eat your brains and gain your knowledge. Right.
Welcome back, everybody, to this pay-per-view here in the Twitch Arena, the SQUIRESHIP Championship Wrestling. I am Phil Hawkins, and to the right of me is former champion, Hall of Famer, Malibu Mike Martelli.
No surprise, baby.
Ain't no surprise, apart from the outcomes of some of tonight's matches, of course. Reaper getting the win. Yes, absolutely. Well, we do have a fantastic card for you as this goes on. We've got a grudge match between McByrnes and Wesley up next. As we've given you the tail of the tape, we've been told that they have been kept away from each other backstage. Wesley has been told that he cannot enter the arena until it is his time to enter into the ring.
Yep. Like I say, he's thrown his cards firmly in the middle of the table here by going after this man, the biggest man in SCW. and where all the power is. So obviously he deems him to be the most unclean, I would presume. And yeah, what a match we're gonna have against these two horses, fighting it out.
A lofty goal for Westy indeed to take on the current co-tag team champion in the Bash Brothers. We've seen plenty of tape of McByrnes doing the graps, as they say, but we've only seen one true match from Westy, which was a one-sided dismantling of our precious Nightbot. Of course, Nightbot tonight providing all the links and all of the rules.
Yeah, fully healed is Nightbot. And like I say, besides the obvious disparity in size, of course, and like you said, McByrnes obviously accompanied by Snaffdude and on occasion by Cage, the Super Bash Bros. So he might be getting himself into a fight that he can't back up. Obviously, known friends, Westy, of course. These fellows from the Empire are not here. I presume whoever they are. So very interesting to see how this develops over time.
Interesting indeed. As been told, they're about to make their way to the ring. Security has been gathered. We'll see who makes their way first. Seems McByrnes has been let out of his cage first.
Yep, he's probably been pumped full of savory items and had a little swig of beer, and he's probably ready to go. This absolute ham of a gentleman. Of course, very diverse in mind games as well as throwing me down games, and he has been truly annoyed by this shiny gentleman they call Westy.
Of course, Westy costing McByrnes the match against WelshViiking last week as he ate a rage driver in the center of the ring for the clean pinfall at the distraction provided by Westy.
Yeah, and Viking is, has been rewarded with a match against Pomp later on for that victory, and McByrnes is down here in match 3. So obviously that has a huge effect on the SW landscape.
Well, here comes Westy. It seems that he is the Emperor's champion as per his video package behind him. There's no denying that it is Westy that's behind these heinous attacks.
Yeah, I think that was made clear last week. Westy, of course, very well armored, which is going to be handy against this brute of a man. Probably has the advantage by default, but then again, I fear he can only move 6 inches at a time. We'll see. That might be enough in this match.
Let's hope he can roll to wound. As he surveys the realm, he seems to be inspecting the quality of our audience, and of course I am the Emperor's champion emblazoned on the back of his cape there. No theatrics spared with the introduction of this man.
Oh, he's made a splash. Not a milk splash, as somebody else. But, yeah. Whoop.
The armor seemed to get caught on the ropes then. The crowd seemed to have accepted Westy. I don't know if it's his smash mouth approach. Maybe they appreciate his gall, his gumption, but they're responding well to Westy here tonight.
Yeah, well, the emergency services may be responding to Westy in about 10 minutes if McByrnes gets his way. But we shall see. These things are never as predictable as you would think.
No, of course. Jordan Peterson, no doubt terrified for his life, caught between these two powerhouses. McByrnes gets the early advantage there, and it definitely learned him know the landscape of SEW with that overhead belly to belly. Didn't even follow him to the ground.
Definitely there. Westy with not seen too much action, but he does have a very unusual grappling offense. Can he deliver those lifting maneuvers to a man of this girth would be the main question. And if not, how does he tackle that disability? Is he going to make up for it in striking or technique or mind games? Of course, they were one of the best in terms of the mind games and, of course, in-ring experience in the Beast of Beige.
Let's hope that Westy can rolled the dice in his favour tonight, but at the moment he seems to be taking an absolute trouncing from the reigning tag team champion. Just leathering him with strikes and belly-to-belly suplexes all the live long day. Big boot for Westy's trouble. Almost knocked the big man off his feet. He hit him so hard.
Yeah, size 13 there, right in the snout. That will put most men down for a little while.
I can understand why he's going for the 3 count. Westy was completely limp as he dragged him into the centre ring. Of course, we don't wish any injuries on our competitors, but Westy isn't officially a part of our roster, so fuck him.
Yeah, quite.
On a big boot back from Westy. Toppling the big man, using all of his body weight on that one, Mike.
Yep, yeah. But the question is, as always, can you capitalize? Is his technique as shiny as his costume? I think that's a good question.
I don't think much is shinier than his costume. He blocks the clothesline from Heck. And pushes the big man back onto his back, and he looks like he's back on focusing on the joints. The arms and legs of McByrnes so far have taken a bit of a pasting.
That's his formula fighting hand there.
He's having none of it. And a choke suplex. Lovely twisting elbow.
He's got that plodding style, but he can throw most men around like they're Tesco value Scotch egg there.
An elbow drop to the inside of the knee. Westy's knee's heavily braced there. We don't know if it's from years of combat or perhaps injuries in the ring. Not much is known about this man, but we know for certain he's adverse to suplexes and massive strikes to the body from McByrnes.
Potentially gravity from other worlds there, Phil.
I don't even think McByrnes truly intended to submit his opponent, and I think that was more of an aggressive maneuver there, wiping his gooch into his back, and now he slams him face first into the canvas.
Yep, the way it's going here, I think McByrnes is going to kick in Westy's gooch like a cheap Easter egg.
As he back to his feet, whips the big man into the corner. Can he start some offense of his own? Brutal clothesline. Back on the arms. Of course, he knows that without strength in his arms, he can't be powerbombed, and he can't receive the love on the docks.
Right. The double whammy.
Westy's ascending to the top rope. We've seen a leg drop from the top rope. Could he be going for that now? It's a knee drop to the chest. Wise not to play all of his hand in one go.
Unwise not to hook the leg.
Exactly. Perhaps perhaps some green on Westy there amongst all that red.
Yep, maybe so. Going again. This is smart. It's hot.
Snake eyes. She's got him hooked. Powerbomb.
Here we go.
Westy battles out of the powerbomb.
Very nice. Roll the six there, Westy. That makes sense.
Ascend into the top rope. He could be going for... It's the drop ship, Mike. The move that he absolutely fractured Nightbot's throat with. Only gets a 2 count of McByrnes, though. He's made of sterner stuff.
Indeed. Some sort of gristly ham, I believe.
Wesley seems to be setting him up, and he's landed him with the Warhammer. The Warhammer right in the middle of the ring. McByrnes got nowhere to go. Peterson was ready for the 3, but McByrnes spoiled the party for Westy.
Yep, not ready for the 3 there. The throw begins. He's back straight away.
The resilience. He doesn't seem to stay down for long, ever.
No. I think McByrnes wants to win this match, dispense of Westy and get back to the bar backstage. That would probably be a good idea.
Could Westy be going for another dropship here, Mike? Of course, one of the more devastating of his moves. No, he's calling him up to his feet. We haven't seen him do anything from here yet. And for good reason. He overshot. He overrolled.
How could you man of that size? He's coming back.
It must be a gravity thing. Earth's gravity is too much for the interloper. Salt of the earth. The Fujiwara armbar to most, and only covering the upper body again. It's simply not enough against a man of that size. And he's furious with Jordan Peterson. Crowd seem to be rallying behind McByrnes. Oh, as he's stamping at the Scotch egg peeling fingers of McByrnes. The beer opening hand of McByrnes.
You notice there in the style the contempt that he has for this man.
He doesn't even want him to enjoy nice things after this match. He wants to take everything from him.
Exactly.
Burns back into the corner. A chop to the throat.
The way things are going, he's doing that. I mean, he's taking control. He's eliminating the size barrier, and he's getting in there.
A tree of woe and some devastating shots to the bread basket. Literally, I saw him eat a loaf of bread earlier. Rolling elbow blocked by the big man. Burns rallying back, the crowd on their feet. What could he be doing here? Oh, brought into the ring, hard style. And he's wiping his face on the mat. As if to say, who are you to come here and disrespect my ring?
Like a gooch wipe there on a grizzly old thing. What?
Got him in the gooch clutch.
The 2-hump camel clutch, I would say. 2 humps. Like humps.
Peterson's making sure that Wesley's head doesn't separate from his neck by the looks of things. Right on the action. Oh, he's got him up off the ground in one swoop.
Ain't no surprise, baby.
There's the love on the docks. Wesley's nowhere to go in the middle of the ring. 3 count from McByrnes, making not easy work of Westy, I would say, but inevitable demise of Westy given the task that he set himself up for.
I think so. Westy had to pull something special at the back there, and I think domination early on, and you still yet to capitalize on that little middle ground of offense that Westy had there, was key. And McByrnes only needed to land a few more maneuvers on top, and Westy is defeated.
Westy is defeated. I would say back to the drawing board, perhaps even out of the squireship. Time will tell. We will have to see how Rick Magooch will deal with Westy in the coming hours or days. But McByrnes there with an emphatic exclamation mark, as if to say, back off, I'm here to stay.
Yeah, I think going to need to get a small army up to a certain measurable criteria ready here for any sort of offense to be mounted further, because McByrnes is going to bring the Flash Pillars with him, and they mean business.
Definitely feeling himself. Unusual to see the big man on the top rope, but he's definitely feeling it from the crowd tonight there. What a wonderful display from McByrnes. Thank you for pushing back that no good interloper. Thank you indeed.
Yeah. Hopefully it's the last that we see of him. And his stupid Power Ranger outfit. You can stick him out.
It seems there's no love lost between Dan and Westy, as he says he's coming for him. I'm afraid, Dan, you might be booked against number 1 contender after number 1 contender for as long as you hold that belt, Squire. We'll have to see what Rick Magooch has in store for you. But up next, we have Snaff's first Squireship title defense against the number 1 contender in MonstertheMash.
Yeah, of course, Monster earning that opportunity for the Squireship title opportunity after coming runner-up to Dan, of course, our very own Dan, in the Twitch tournament way back. And of course, Snaff still with that amount to prove, which he is doing every day. But he's got to go up against one of the most highly ranked competitors in the men's division, so this should be a very interesting affair.
Very interesting affair indeed. Of course, his road to the title has been scuppered and delayed somewhat by Bombarding. Of course, those two no love loss after the original Twitch title tournament, where Jordan Peterson missed the rope break from Bomp in his match against Monster, and thus diluting the tag team, and I think the actions of both of these gentlemen in the last few weeks is all but saying that their tag team, Resident Weeble, is all but over.
I think so, and I think the final nail in the coffin was that mixed tag match there with Dutty. They've taken the name away from Bomb, and Bomb's formed his own alliance with Broom. So, yeah, like I say, if Monster wins this, and if Bomb wins his match later against Viking, then I think Rick McGooch has to give us that match that we all want in that Bomb versus Broom. Excuse me, Bomb versus Monster.
Of course, it's a long time coming.
The ages.
Those two haven't been able to get their hands on each other, but they've done everything they can to get involved in each other's matches as managers, as mixed tag partners, but something's got to give. And whether it's going to be personal backstage, and regrettably, of course, or it's in the ring, Rip Magooch has to decide what to do with these two, because a fractured friendship is no good. A fractured friendship that has what they have on the line, in that Monster having a title run here, and potential title run, sorry, and Bombarding being so high up in the rankings, potentially launching himself into the Twitch title contention, they could make things very difficult for each other easily.
Yeah. They both have to make it impossible for Magooch to string this out any longer. The manipulative weasel that he is.
Ooh, strong words.
It's all on his mind. Yeah. Well, I have a strong mouth.
It seems as though Monster's first to come down to the ring. It seems the crowd wants a little bit of what Monster's providing here tonight, and there once again is the dab from the over 30-year-old. No shame whatsoever, Mike.
Yeah. Well, he's got a lot of people to appease, so I guess it's for them.
I would say it's more for them than it is for anyone else, as he makes his way to the ring without his partner Lucky Dash K. It seems he wants to do this mano a mano. Yeah. No distractions. This is a big opportunity. So yeah, I guess he is going solo, as they say in Spain. We've spoken at great lengths about Monster's current disagreement with Bomb. Of course, we haven't given the SQUIRESHIP champion Snaff any love yet. Of course, his first title defense. He's won the tag team titles back with his partner McByrnes in recent weeks, and of course last week his courageous display against that Tourette's gamer who debuted the Vertebreaker on him, much to the surprise of the crowd, who were surprised that Snaff kicked out, to be honest. He didn't see it coming.
Yeah, he did very well. He's turned any doubters, me, around, and he's continuing to earn this heavy burden that Rick Magooch has given him. Giving him all the glitz. A double champion, the first and only double champion in SEW history, so like I say, huge pressure. Struggled with it at first, but I think this guy's ready.
As he says time and time again, he is the most professional wrestler, and this is his realm, and for as long as he holds the SQUIRESHIP title, he knows damn well that everything in this SQUIRESHIP truly belongs to him. An accomplished striker, a mat grappler, standing at 5'11", 275 pounds, can launch himself through the air, or he can powerbomb you where you stand. There's nothing this man can't do. In fact, I'm quite a big fan of his moveset, Mike.
Yeah, he's an absolute hoss when he wants to be, and like I say, a very interesting dynamic against probably the most aerial. There it is. The pride of the realm there, the SQUIRESHIP Championship.
Crowd half and half, I would say, on Monster there. And an eruption from the audience for our champion Snaff. The only wrestlers so far, of course, to wrestle topless in SEW. With a physique like that, why wouldn't you? Good God. So athletic.
Yep. Turning men's heads at the beach there with that structure. Unlike the uncomely dad bods of today.
Edison holding the SQUIRESHIP title aloft. The crowd know what's on the line. Monster knows what he has to do. Peterson rings the bell for the match to start, and Snaff just pushes him away. He's going for the roundhouse kick early, but he can't catch Monster. It looks like the speed is a little too much at this juncture. That could have been a horrible kick for him to run into. Monster slipping through the back door, attacking the base. Snaff once again pushing him off. Because he famously said that grappling monsters like wrestling with a pigeon is just no weight to him. He's hollow. But it seems like he's able to use some momentum on his side here to get the best of the SQUIRESHIP champion.
Yep. I mean, that's how you do it early on. You keep that distance away from this man, and you've got to keep on top of him, keep bombarding him. He's not a slow man, but Monster has that speed in spades.
Well, Snaff caught him on his shoulder then, dropped him down on his knees, and it looks like he's going for that shotgun dropkick. Monster gets out of the way. I think he's too fast for Snaff, Mike. I don't think Snaff quite has enough speed to deal with what Monster's offering him tonight.
Yeah, well, Monster has to capitalize on that speed, and he has to do some real damage to the big man. I mean, the size difference there, probably well over 100 pounds. He has to hit him hard when he does fly through the air, otherwise it's not going to mean very much. And Monster's going to do more damage to himself, so... Interesting to see how Monster will adapt. Whoop, there we go.
There you go, Poison Rana, like Rupert did earlier.
Speed. Yeah.
Now he's giving the SQUIRESHIP champion something to think about. And he's going for a spiral tap early, but I think Snaff's watched a bit too much tape on Monster as he gets out of the way. But Monster's too quick with that jab, and of course the gold split off the middle rope. Yeah, Snaff hasn't got a foot to stand on at the moment. Everything he throws at Monster gets out of the way of so far. Oh, and a horrible rolling senton off that middle rope. And a rope break from the champ.
Yep.
Wise to grab at the ropes there. He's calling the champion to his feet.
Keep piling on him. Fight at his pace, which of course is unusually quick because he likes to speed run.
He does, of course, and famously, as he was told on day one, no do-overs in SCW. You fail your run, you take whatever's given to you. He's going for the Spinal Fantasy early, but Snaff capitalizes there with a back body drop, and he's finally got his hands on him, and what's he going to do? A corkscrew neckbreaker, and he's going for the early pinfall. Wise, I would say, Mike. Try and catch him unawares.
Maybe not quite enough, but you've got to try.
Snaff starting to get some of the timing of Monster there. He seems to be starting to get the upper hand as he's delivering some of his patented strikes. And it looks like finally Snaff has caught up to Monster's pace, or has he brought him down to his? Yet to be seen. He's got him up on his shoulders. And he got him with the boot slicer, the great equalizer. Doesn't seem to be going for that yet.
Exactly what.
I think he's going for it, Mike. I think he's just going for the finish. He's taking a page out of Monster's book and he's sprinting for the finish line with a boot slicer followed by a kryptonite crunch. This could be it. An easy title defense. I spoke too soon.
Yeah. He's. I think Snaff's got to employ the exact same tactic that McByrnes had in using that power. Just keep closing the gap, throwing the man around, using his weight against him, not allowing Monster any space to go up top and cause damage, or fly through the air, off the ropes and cause damage like he often does.
Snaff hit Monster with the half of the Bash Brothers bash. He calls it the Bash Brothers crash. Monster gets the upper hand again and looks like he's calling Snaff to his feet for some more aerial shenanigans. And Snaff's caught him. And a running powerbomb into the corner. That was dangerous, but ever so impressive, Mike.
That's quintessential maneuver there for this match. If Snaff is to win, that's exactly how he needs to play this. Pluck him out of the air like some sort of startled pigeon and throw him down on the ground.
Once again, the bird metaphor coming into play for Monster's ability in the ring. Monster's going for some sort of... He went for some sort of diving maneuver, but Snaff got his head just underneath him and he floated over the top. Nowhere to go but down.
Less haste, more speed, I think.
He's going for the kicking leg. Of course, it'd be very difficult for Snaff to kick him in the head if he's got a bad knee to contend with. A horrible elbow strike. Whips him off the ropes. Through the legs. And a picture-perfect Hurricane Rana from Monster as he ascends the top rope. He finally lands a spiral tap. Now, a betting man would tell him to go for the pin at that point, but he just goes for the run-of-the-mill drop kick.
Drop kick. I mean, is that going to keep him down too long? Oh, we know what this means.
We got a gold split. We've got a gold split from Monster. Could we have a new SQUIRESHIP champion? Shoulder up.
Kick out there despite a very well executed maneuver. He does have all the grace of a swan. A lean one at that, and very well executed, very resilient.
He hit him with the Sardis fly. Snaff went for a calf kick, but he got met with a green split. Sorry, the diving forearm off the middle or the top rope. And a standing shooting star press from the weightless wonder. The jawbreaker.
His aerial ability is just tremendous. How he can just launch himself into the air on command.
Well, Snaff's taken him down and with a double leg, and he's delivering palm strikes through his opponent's guard as we show you exactly how many are in attendance tonight for this title match here in the Twitch arena.
Yep, everyone on their feet there for this, the first of our 3 title matches, of course.
He got him with that wheel kick as he was running towards the ropes there, Mike. I think he's finally got him timed. I think he went for a maneuver of his own. He has to capitalise.
That showed.
He went for the wheel kick again. Monster sidesteps, Snaff sidesteps, and another green split. He knows when to use that move to the best ability to stop any momentum that Snaff's using on him. And here it is, Mike. Spinal Fantasy. As clean as you like. Pinfall.
Yeah.
Early rope break from Snaff, the veteran of the ring. Grabbing the rope as early as possible, not giving it any benefit of the doubt like Bump did at the Twitch title eliminator.
Eagle-eyed Jordan Peterson there, making sure that he is gainfully employed in SCW by spotting that one early on.
Oh, what a horrible!
And I've noticed.
Oh, what?
Yeah, very nasty.
What's this? We've got Bumperding's music playing.
Oh, is this a trick?
Well, Monster's looking at the ramp. He can't believe that Bumperding's music's playing. Bump is in the ring! Bump is in the ring! Ooh. Turn around, Monster! Stunner in the middle of the ring. Peterson didn't see it. Snaps on his feet.
Jordan Peterson. You didn't see it?
It could be... Oh, I thought he was going to snatch the win from under Monster's nose there. We're checking to see if Bump has left ringside. It seems like he has. Snaps eyeing him up there. Got him hoisted up. Monster was on jelly legs. And another kryptonite crunch in the centre of the ring. Bumperding may have just cost him this match, Mike. Peterson is running over.
May have. And
a 3 count from our SQUIRESHIP champion, Snaff. A victory he probably wanted no part in between Bump and Monster there, but Bump has cost Monster the SQUIRESHIP title with that run-in with the hellacious stunner in the centre of the ring.
Very controversial moment there. I don't think Jordan Peterson saw it. Nonetheless, it worked. And Monster's got one up on Bump once again. Excuse me. Bump's got one up on Monster once again.
He's got one up on him again.
Capitalizes.
You can't blame him for capitalising there, Mike.
Oh no.
What could he possibly do? He can't exactly tell him to stop the match.
I mean, like I said last week, you know, Snaff needs to have that charisma, uniqueness, nerve and talent to be a champion, and
Monster's beside himself. Bump's coming back out onto the apron, onto the arena, to let Monster know exactly who he was that scuppered him. And Monster can't believe it. He can't believe that his former friend has done this to him. Snaff.
Very apt there, because I was going to say that Snaff's main strength is striking, and he couldn't quite get those strikes off. Monster had an answer for all of it. But in the end, that was redundant, because that happened. and Snaff took his chance and finished the match. Wow, what an event!
What an event indeed. It seems chaos in the realm has continued into tonight, Mike. The run-ins, the title match now finally being being the next in the realm of things to be scuppered. We've had tag team matches, singles matches. Who knows where the buck is going to stop? Who's going to run in next and cause issues for who? We really need to get get this button down, because Bump is competing later tonight, and he jumped into the ring and he cost Monster the Squireship title. Monster's got to be just apoplectic. He's got to be looking for him backstage. I don't think we have insurance for this.
I mean, it's been very much a one-way feud, and the Bump wants a piece of Monster. Monster hasn't said either way whether he wants it. He hasn't been on the front foot, but now Monster has his excuse to get in there, just like Bump has been doing for a month now, and getting at Rick McCooch and demanding this match. I mean, that is one hell of a steal there from Bump. Yeah, I mean, that's how you do it. You really break this man down and make it impossible for him to refuse a match, and the same for Rick McCooch as well. More development.
World development. Commiserations to our contender, and congratulations to our champion, who, of course, we do not hold any ill will towards capitalizing on a development such as this. Champagne all around, I'd imagine, in the back.
Yeah, well, beer probably, but yeah.
Beer, of course. We've got another quick break, but when we come back, we've got the Queen of the Squireship versus the other Queen. We've got Queen Tate versus Queen Lucky-K. Battle of the Queens coming up next. But first, quick word from Gooch Wipes.
Respect your taint.
Always respect your taint. And of course, if your crack leaves a stripe, give it a wipe. Catch him in 5.
Oh yeah.
You can't kill me.
You can't kill me.
Oh, no, I'm stuck. Fuck. No. 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 No.
That's not what I needed.
Go back! Go back!
Get the flag.
I ain't having it. Just whack the fucking thing. Oi!
Fuck off, boy.
Yeah, get the fuck off my scooter!
Shit.
Get the fuck off my scooter! Yeah! How's it feel, huh? Fuck off! Fuck off! Fuck off! That's what happens when you take things that don't belong here! Fuck off!
It always happens. So, give Muso my love and get the fuck out of my house.
What the fuck is happening?
Yeah, I'm not got the kill for it.
He just jumped off.
Enemy down.
Shit. Taz had him. Taz.
Fuck off.
Taz. Taz, I was insane.
Hey. I'm gonna fuck you up. You bitch. How you like that? I like them apples. What up? What up? I got him, I got him, I got him.
Oh my god, I almost got my guy too.
Oh, shit. See? Full flash round the corner.
Suck a dick. What did you have? Oh, you had a purple stinger.
Got any roaches, mate?
Sorry about
Fucking fancy blazing up, man, yeah? What's your name, bud? Oh, Robert Kendos, eh? Oh, don't mind me. I just want to get high. Basically, my name's Leon S. Kennedy.
By the time I know.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Save me! Tell me! What's so fair? What?
Let me load marbles. I feel. Oh shit! Smell chocolate milk all over the. No! No! It's all over the mouse! No! Fucking hell! Get the fucking towels in you!
Hiya. Here's Bump. I'm gonna eat your brains and gain your knowledge. Right.
Oh, fuck! Brilliant.
Accepted, mate.
Welcome back to SQUIRESHIP Championship Wrestling. Once again, at the pay-per-view in the Twitch Arena, 10,000 strong here in Cardiff. I am Phil Hawkins, and next to me, veteran of the ring, Hall of Famer, former champion, Malibu, Mike Martelli.
Malibu, baby. What a show. What a show indeed.
What a show, what a show.
Yeah, like I say, we've had 4 matches. We've announced 8, so 4. And all 4 of those matches and the 4 to come are brought to you by our sponsor, Gooch Pipes. I'm being told by the guys in the back that the head of the Catholic Church, Pope Francis, is a big fan of Gooch Wipes. So, in honor of Pope Francis, respect your saint. Gooch Wipes.
Fantastic. Praise for whoever thought that one up. But yes, of course, Gooch Wipes, the de facto first brand brought to you from Rick Magooch here, first sponsor of SQUIRESHIP Championship Wrestling. If you would like to sponsor SQUIRESHIP Championship Wrestling, let us know on the official Discord, and we will review your application with the greatest of aplomb. But of course, like Mike alluded to, it's only halfway through the event tonight. We have more in store for you, and next up we have a battle of the Queens of the Realm as Tails 912 goes against Lucky Dash K, our newcomer in the female division.
Yeah, and we still have, after that, we still have 2 title matches to come. And one of our highlights, of course, a 30-minute Iron Man match, which if you've never seen before, is a match that will last 30 minutes regardless. If you score a fall, a pinfall, or a submission or disqualification over your opponent, you will gain a fall, and the person with the most falls at the end of the 30 minutes will be crowned the winner. So no opportunity there for a single point of controversy. Bump versus Viking, after that electrifying match they had some weeks ago, are given another opportunity to prove themselves and prove who is worthy of the title opportunity. Of course, perhaps I would say both electrifying competitors.
Yes, the first 5-star match from aficionados such as Smaeve Peltzer and the guys over at WrestleBalk. They awarded it 5 stars, and their podcasts were glowing with the competition those two put on. So Rick Magooch booked it again, but this time, instead of it being in front of 660, it's in front of 10,000 strong, and all of you lovely folks at home can invite us into your home tonight through the medium of Twitch. But as I'm being told, Mike, the oranges have been sliced, the towels have been moistened, we're ready for our next match.
Oh, okay. The thrones have been buffed.
Whoa. And here come the queens. First up, we've got Tails, and the SQUIRESHIP is absolutely screaming the house down for Queen Tay-Tay, who makes her pay-per-view return tonight.
The established and resident Queen of Wrestling, Tails 912 here, with a strong backing of the realm, of course. all of them, hoping not to get usurped here by this pretender queen in Lucky Dash K.
Yes, Lucky Dash K flew over to help her man in the mixed tag match some 2 weeks ago. Didn't quite know the rules or how things are done here in SCW. Must be different rules over there in the heart of Europe. But she has since read the rulebook and promises to be an even, clean bout with whoever she's up against next. As she looks to rise up the rankings, potentially challenge for that title in the coming months.
Yep, and I have word from Britt the Gooch that the winner of this match will gain the title shot in the future. So very, very important matchup.
Very important matchup as Lucky Dash K using the same music as her partner there. I don't think we've quite prepared anything for her yet, but she's still happy to be here. I don't think the honeymoon period's worn off anytime soon.
No, and of course the Flemme Fatale here is ready to set her mark on the big stage. This is by far the biggest crowd I believe she's ever get in. So very interesting dynamic once again against a very established grappler themselves, and she is looking to usurp the queen and rebel against the crown and take the first out. So let's see how that unfolds.
The crowd seem to be appreciative of Dutty's presence here. I won't say it's an even split. I would say more on the side of Queen Tay-Tay, but Queen K there seems to get some cheers of her own. John Peterson rings the bell. We start this bout between the two. Oh, and a lovely rolling forearm, knocking the sense right out of Tails. I think she slept on the striking ability of Queen Lucky Dash K there.
Of course, not to forget that Lucky Dash K scored a surprising victory over the number one contender, Broom, in the ring last week. Incredible upset, and this is why she's in the match that she's in. One step away from the championship match, and the Queen is in the way of our opportunity.
In the way of the opportunity, she may not have a title around her waist, but the only title she said that she needs for the time being is the People's Champion, so to speak. But she will get that opportunity potentially to face for the title, depending on the outcome of tonight's match. As the one they call Dutty seems to be piling it on and stopping the momentum of Tails every time she tries to use some of her patented mat wrestling on her.
Yeah, she's made a bit of a name for herself in a short time here. Certainly grabbing attention, and this could be a good chance.
Well, she was part of the first DQ loss in SCW history, which was then followed quickly by the second DQ loss in SCW history, but mostly because the rulebooks for mixed tag wrestling, I don't think, had been considered in the initiation process. But I've heard that they've since been rectified and delivered to the competitors.
Yep, she's read the SCW rulebook, which is very thin. May I remind you, not many rules. Especially in the ring, so yeah, she's brought herself up to speed very quickly, and she's moved forth.
Did you just catch that disrespect there, Mike? She went for the pin, and she raised Tails' head off the mat as if to say, no, not yet. It's very, very uncharacteristic of the upstart there. And Tails is grounding her with that rolling butterfly suplex as she puts her in Fujiwara armbar. And a roll through, and it looks like a head scissor attempt, and she gets the head scissor off on Tails to avoid the Fujiwara armbar. Lovely work there from the wrestler trained by her partner there, MonstertheMash.
Yep, and you can tell that by the instant air. Oh, of course.
Attempt, of course.
You can learn moves. You can do moves, but they're not always effective, they're not always safe, and they don't always work. But that one does. So very interesting. I mean, I've seen that a couple of times, that greenness from Lucky Dash K, but she makes up for it. She's got more of her own style, I think, which is coming through. Perhaps a little bit stronger than her aerial ability.
Oh, a lovely double axe handle straight from 1979 there.
Tails going rowing there.
There's going to be going for that leg drop. She lands it. Oh, and a lovely dragon whip there. Talking the knee of Queen-Tay-Tay. A roll through again, schoolboy roll up. I think she's making this move up as she goes along, Mike. That's typically not how you'd set up a powerbomb.
No, it's innovative. But ultimately, if you pick somebody up into the air and throw them on their back, it's going to hurt.
Ascending the top rope now.
In the Benelux.
Oh, a massive sent-on splash. You'd wonder if that's one of her signature maneuvers, potentially, because she's going for the legitimate pinfall this time.
And seems very disappointed not to have won it.
We'll have to get some liner notes from Lucky Dash K, and she misses a second leg drop. She doesn't quite have the greasy speed of her partner. A twisting code breaker there, missed by Tails. That's the only time she's ever missed that on an opponent. She rectifies that with a delicious ankle pick into a rolling knee drop. Yeah, I think Tails has been thrown off her game somewhat by the unorthodox nature of Lucky Dash K there with some of the things that she's hit her with. She hasn't prepared herself quite for the style matchup tonight.
Yeah, not too much to go on, of course. Only one real solid, complete match to do your homework on, of course. Tails does try to do her homework.
Goodness grief!
Oh my goodness.
A Falcon Arrow from the top rope. That has to be it, Mike. Jordan Peterson gets down. He's looking for that 3 count. Oh my God!
Unbelievable. What a maneuver.
The crowd are chanting, holy shit. What?
How?
Nobody has done a maneuver like that in this realm, this federation, in the entire time we've been here. She took her up to the top rope, and there it goes. There it comes. What a devastating maneuver. That Falcon's Arrow from the... She's smiling like a Cheshire cat. She knows she had this in the bag. And the crowd is still chanting, holy shit.
Outdoing the Fox for that maneuver. The Flemme Fatale there is completely annihilated Tails with that maneuver, and not even needing to land the Brussels sprout there. A landslide.
I would like to get an update on the situation regarding Tails. We've never seen her take a loss that early. We've never seen her take a move that devastating. Of course, we will have our medical team, the SAC, the SAC, the SQUIRESHIP Athletic Commission, take a look at her in the back. Whenever a new move like that is debuted in SCW, from the prosciutto driver through to now this top rope Falcon's Arrow, we will endeavour to make sure that our competitors are well looked after. We will have an update for you later tonight on the situation regarding Tails. But congratulations to Duddy at the pay-per-view stage, picking up a win in probably just shy of 5 minutes, Mike.
Turning heads straight away here in her appearance. She appeared ceremoniously. She ended her first match unceremoniously, and since then she's gone through 2 of our best competitors. So, like I say, I think that's official now. Lucky Dash K is the #1 contender for the Twitch Women's title, and will face the winner of Broom and Ira, which, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, is our main event of the evening. We'll find out at the close who Lucky Dash K's opponent will be in the coming weeks.
SCW, of course, equal opportunity ass kickers. We had the male Twitch title as the pay-per-view headliner in the prior one. Of course, it only makes sense to have the female division represented in exactly the same way a month or so later in the second pay-per-view. So we will constantly rotate out title matches so that there's even distribution there. Of course, as you've seen with our female competitors tonight, no different to the male. They are willing to hit each other with each and every last strike just as hard. No break in the action, and hats off to our female division.
Yes, and what that means is that our male Twitch championship is coming up next.
It certainly is, Mike, as we've got
long-awaited match.
Dan versus Lamb Chops. Of course, Lamb Chops picking up the #1 contender spot after winning in the Squire Showdown some 3 weeks ago. He wasn't picked to win it by pundits, let's say. That was mostly on the back of perhaps Snaff and McByrnes. But Lamb Chops snuck in through the back, delivered a few cherry bombs, and walked out with his claim to the #1 contendership against Dan, who seems to have had a bit of a repackage in his times away, representing SCW, leaning into the fact that he is our reigning defending champion. He's promised quite the show on his way to the ring tonight.
Yeah, he's been a classy champion. Not been in the ring too much since, but he's comported himself with class and fineness. I like his cuisine and his skills in the kitchen, of course. And he is a very much loved champion, and he goes against another fan favorite in Lamb Chops. So this is the match that we've been waiting for a very long time, and I must say I'm tremendously excited.
I'm excited for this one also. Of course, Lamb Chops has had a mix of wins and losses since getting that #1 contendership. He has, however, shown incredible resilience against the likes of Bomperding in that singles match that he had down in Astra Sports Centre. The first and only person to reverse the corkscrew stunner.
Yeah, like I say, he would have beaten most men on that night. Sterling performance, but just slightly pipped by Bomperding, who was another level that night, I must say.
Of course, the ace of base, no stranger to Cardiff, with his residency in the Brewhouse, making his way to the ring. Of course, this is his hometown crowd against the Italian stallion, the ruler of the prosciutto driver, the Twitch champion, Dan the Man. Yeah,
and the four-string phenom has got quite the task tonight to try and overthrow the ruler of SCW.
He promised me in the back that he's written his set list out in advance. He will soon reconvene back in Molly's chambers once he's done. He'll have Captain Dan's money. He said that's his title. It's a reference in Whiskey in the Jar way too much in that metaphor. And he shouted just like Kasabian, he's on fire tonight.
Yep, hopefully he's got a cover at the end. That's most important.
Yes, the cover is the most important thing, of course, adept in cover, so he may be. And it seems we've got a more of perhaps an Italian sort of light show here with the colour choice.
My favourite part of the show, as you know, Phil.
Decked out in black and gold, looking every inch the champion in a 5-star regalia. It's your favourite wrestler. It's just about everybody's. Would be mine, but Snaff gets my pick. It's Dan.
It's Dan, and I've been told that he is a man of even more names. He is Dan Stormborn of House Targaryen, first of his name, Queen of the Andals on the Rhoynar on the First Men, the Lord of the Seven Kingdoms and Protector of the Realm, the Mother of Dragons, the Khaleesi of the Great Grass Sea, the Unburnt, the Breaker of Chains, Apollo Feed, Benjamin Glutton, Paolo Hollywood, Snack Nicholson, Jeff Goldblum, Tim Curry, Tim Rice, Roger Poultry, and the Lunch Pack of Notre Dame.
As long as these names keep coming. As long as these names keep coming, I'm happy to see our Twitch champion more than ever. Of course, at the beginning there, I don't know where you were going with those references. It felt more like it was to do with what's on television at the moment. But as soon as I started hearing the foodisms, you got me.
No. This is what I'm being told. Like I say, he had a storied indie career in the European scene, and all of these were names that he had back then. So no bullshit here. These are all real.
Of course, Kitchen Nightmare there, customized on the side of his belt there. We do offer custom faceplates for our champions so that they may represent their brand in kind. Of course, Cherry Rebels and cherries all over that belt. If Lamb is to cause the upset today, he's looking very focused, Mike.
He has to be. I mean, he has to be twice the power that he was against Bomb to be able to win the title tonight.
Quite the reaction for our Twitch champion there, Mike, as Kitchen Nightmare holds his title aloft.
The gourmet grappler, as they say. He is he's one tremendous competitor.
We would like to thank Underground Temple for the follow and thank you for the well wishes. Thank you, Squire. Welcome in. Hope you enjoy the show. Thank you for the well wishes indeed. Taken to heart.
Here we go. The main event. Evening. Almost. Not quite.
Well, Jordan Peterson there rings the bell and he blocks an overhand strike there, and Dan's going right into his usual moveset there with roll through backdrop. Magnificently landed.
Yep.
Oh no! It looks like we've got a deadlifting German suplex. A rare bit of power there from Dan off the ground, and he's gone with a bank statement early, Mike.
Yeah, one of his beloved maneuvers there. I mean, in terms of the styles, they're both similarly sized. Neither of them has a drastic style from the other. Of course, Dan slightly more aerial, I would say, with his devastating aerial attacks, mainly DDTs. And lamb chops, a bit of a roughneck all-rounder. So in terms of styles, it's gonna be interesting. I think if Dan goes toe to toe, he might lose, but Dan's got a lot more in his locker than that.
We just had a weird break in the feed there. I do apologise for everyone at home there, but we're back in action. You just missed the stage dive from lamb chops. It looks like, who seems to be on the advance now. He has Dan up on his shoulder and hot shots in there off the top rope. A move that we see all too much here in SCW, but these things can't be helped. Drives a hellacious knee into the temple.
You can often tell to do what they do.
Colossal clutch there. Driving back on the neck, and Dan breaks free. Looks like he's trying to deliver a kick, but Lamb was too quick there to give him the Irish whip into the corner. And now he's on him, Mike. He's looking to stop the advance of our champion, stop the momentum, because you know once you've got him started, it's not long until the prosciutto driver comes into play.
Yeah, he is the master of the prosciutto driver, and of course the Michelin star press, and that devastating meteor from the top rope. And of course Monster is a master of flamboyance with that strumming maneuver there, and that of course that Uranagi type maneuver that he calls the cherry bomb.
The cherry bomb indeed. He takes the action to the outside. Of course, no countouts here in the SQUIRESHIP. That's for phonies and putzes, according to Rick Magooch, our chief booker and CFO.
And mainly that allows more opportunities for Jordan Peterson to make mistakes. So,
of course, he
wants to keep him.
Would you like to take the onus away from the referee? Oh, and look, schoolyard antics there from Lamb Chops. You can tell he was a child of the 90s.
Yeah.
A rake of the eyes.
Some sort of horrible lab experiment, but yes, he is of that age, and he very much carries that around with him. But may I say, what a smashing blouse Dan Genius has on tonight, looking dressed like a champion, of course, and Lamb Chops wearing the same old tatty gigging costume that he's always worn.
Well, nothing says champion more than one of his patented springboard DDTs. Of course, Dan, the master of the DDT. He will drop you on your neck like a stack of dimes at a moment's instance. And of course, the neck breakers he's all too familiar with too. A softening him up for the prosciutto driver.
That top area there for that devastating ham of a power driver. Prosciutto driver.
Send in the top rope. And a hellacious elbow to the upper back. Oh, and a kick to the stomach. Dan showing what it means to be champion here in the realm. Countering some shots now from the Cherry Rebel. Of course, Cherry Rebel's taking bookings across all of Wales and some locations there in England. If you hit them up on their social medias, if you need a cover band, they'll lend a hand. The Ace of Base drags him into the centre of the ring. Looks like he's going to strum one out on him there, Mike. He's strumming one out. There's nothing Dan can do about it but enjoy it.
Flapping those strings there.
Peterson's looking for the 3 count there to cause the upset, perhaps. No, Dan gets a shoulder up. Gets a shoulder up, and Lamb Chops there. Can't believe it. He looks like he's setting him up for the cherry bomb. Cherry bomb, nice and early there. Emphatically in the center of the ring, right in the middle of the Twitch logo. Nowhere for Dan to go.
To win this.
We got a kick out at 2 3/4 from the cherry bomb. We got a fight forever chant from the crowd. And a picture perfect drop kick from Dan the Man. Jean-Claude Van Ham going for it.
Yep, yeah, onion ring with it.
Going after the basing hand. Of course, he can't strum one out on him if his arm doesn't work. And a back elbow. A roll through. Could it be a deep? No, it's a neck breaker.
He's just opening him up there, Phil.
I think Dan's a little incensed by that attempt. And the third Poison Rana we've seen tonight from the third competitor. It's like the superplexes of Backlash 2000 all over again. It looks like he's going for it, Mike.
Here we go.
Prosciutto driver. Middle of the ring. Shoulders down, hook the leg. At 2.5. Not many kick out of the prosciutto driver, so I understand Dan's demeanor there.
Testament to the resilience of Ram there.
Pull him up to the top rope. He can't get him with the DDT.
That's a key option there. Here we go with these Michelin level elbow drops that he often performs in batches. Some sort of not-course meal.
Of course, there's no tapas here. It's all full portions. He avoids the flying knee, perhaps a Pasiku knee, but chopping him, kneeing him, striking him. We show you the crowd here in attendance in the Twitch arena here in the heart of Cardiff.
I feel them through my hat, Phil. They're absolutely reaming.
Off the ropes, reversal from Lamb Chops. Is that some sort of flick-flack maneuver and a shotgun drop kick from the champion, and he's starting to really feel alive. Wonderful moveset from Dan Champignon. Lamb Chops battling back, trying to spoil the fun of the champion. What's this? Oh, and a suplex into the turnbuckle. We haven't seen that since the Twitch Championship title eliminators.
Everything that Dan does is a setup for the Bushido drive. Everything he does, every move he makes, every step he takes.
I see where you're going there. I can see where you're going there.
Yeah.
Different sting, but you know.
Sure. Yeah, stings somewhere else. It is a setup for that devastating super down driver, as you know. I'm an appreciator of power drivers all across the world, but I mean, I'd say Dan's is up there with some of the best.
That prosciutto driver does certainly have some stank on it, as Lamb Chops softens up the knees, ready to perhaps strum one out again later tonight. Definitely looking to cause the upset in terms of Dan's European sway there, as the SCW champion, of course, spends most of his time doing goodwill around Italy since winning the SQUIRESHIP title, and he comes back to defend and to represent in kind. Lamb now laying on the strike, sticking fast.
He can tour the world, as of course the SCW Twitch champion is a world championship. So hopefully he can spread the good word here with our CEO, Rick McGooch, and bring new viewers.
Yes, of course. Anything Rick McGooch can do to provide... Oh, no, sorry! I cut that short. We've got a Meteora right in the center of the ring. Lamb Chops is laying prone. It's not the usual Meteora we see from Dan, but I think a Desperation Meteora all the same, and judging by his reaction from that 2.5 count, I don't think he can quite believe that Lamb Chops is still in it.
Here he is, the Michelin man. Eyes in up for a portion.
Going again!
Portion of prosciutto.
Another prosciutto driver in the middle of the ring. Lamb with nowhere to go. Peterson looking to counter, shoulders down. Goodness grief! We've got 2 kickouts of the prosciutto driver within 1 match. And a corkscrew tornado DDT.
He's here for the long one.
He went for the twist and sent on. Lamb out of the way. Picture perfect dropkick from himself that will make Billy Gunn proud. And a wishbone leg splitter. Split in the gooch of our champion. And he's strumming one out all over again. Strumming one out as nice as you like. Nothing Dan can do but enjoy it. Shoulders down, leg hooked. Two and a half count. Crowd shouting 2. Getting right into this match. I thought we were going for another cherry bomb then, but Lamb seems to be dismissively just throwing the champion over his hip and kneeing him in the face. We got a suplex reversal from the champion. Lamb planted in almost the center of the ring. Dan ascends to the top rope. He could be calling him no Michelin star press. He went for the DDT, but he was just short.
It was a DT.
Another cherry bomb. Surely this is it now, Mike. Surely we have a new champion.
This could be right.
And a kick out from Dan. Lamb can't believe it. The crowd can't believe it. And another cherry bomb. This one slightly more laboured. Cherry bomb after cherry bomb. Shoulders down. We've got a new champion. Dan kicks out at 2 3/4 again. Lamb can't believe his eyes. He's going after the arms now.
Displaying the charisma, uniqueness, nerve and talent that a champion needs. Remember.
Kicks him into the midsection. Has him hooked. Dan takes his back. A loose belly to back German type suplex. Dan's ascending to the top rope. Could he be going for the Michelin star press? Emphatically delivered. We've got a 2 3/4. Dan showing uncharacteristic aggression here towards our official. Now he seems to be driving those elbows into the opponent.
Michelin level elbows. And what I was going to say is Dan's first title defense since winning the championship during the initial performance he is truly showing himself to be a worthy champion thus far. He's really stepped up.
He absolutely is showing his worth, showing his salt. But salt in the wound, perhaps, as this Lamb takes flight. Can you believe Lambs can fly, Mike, as we get a stage dive from Lamb Chops? And a 2 count.
I didn't get a chance to speak to David Attenborough, but I think to myself, Lambs can indeed fly.
The Welsh Dragon Screw, once again softening up the knee, ready to strum one out all over Dan's hopes and dreams. She drops the knee across the chopping elbow.
There can't be much left in the tank for either of these men. They've definitely battled down to a nib here.
And a running bulldog. Once again, going for the basing arm. Lamb Chops perhaps upsetting the ability to strum one out.
There's nothing on there.
And another corkscrew DDT. A staple. He finally lands the corkscrew one. He's got him hooked up, Mike. Prosciutto driver. Surely he can't survive 3. No chance does he survive 3. And Dan gets the win. The upset for Lamb Chops tonight, who put in an incredible display with cherry bomb after cherry bomb. But Dan was too resilient. He wanted it too much. And he picks up the win tonight after the prosciutto driver for the 1, 2, 3, and still our Twitch champion.
That is why they call him Kitchen Nightmare. Professional kid. Gordon's clumsy. Kevin Ganache, Rocky Balboa, a Nacho Man, Butcher of the Gamo, and the excellence of execution. Outstanding.
Tremendous title defense from the champion there. The crowd are loving it. They're on their feet. It's quite the rumble as Peterson redelivers him his Twitch title. Of course, the Kitchen Nightmare emblazoned on the straps of his belt. And the SQUIRESHIP welcomes him in kind into their arms. Tremendous showing there tonight from our Twitch champion as Dan retains against Lamb Chops.
Never have I seen a more living champion in all my days than Dan Feeney's there. Tremendous outplay from both competitors. And just a little pinch of salt ahead of Lamb Chop.
Of course, this meat slipped straight off the bone, cooked to perfection. Lamb chops are served at your earliest convenience. Congratulations to our champion. Commiserations to our challenger. What a night of events, matches we've had tonight, Mike. Phenomenal grappling.
Yep, it's been top of the range, I must say.
Hopefully, Smafe Peltzer's watching on the old Twitter tubes and ranking these matches.
Yeah.
Of course, we've seen two title matches now.
On the mark.com, I write a note as we speak, posting on social media. But they must be laughing this up and wanting second stuff to play there. Outstanding.
Of course, a second helping would be most appreciated. Those two can wrestle all night as far as I'm concerned. But of course, Lamb Chops will have to wait in line. Contenders are waiting at the door for Dan at every turn. But I'm sure that's not the last we've seen of Lamb Chops. Of course, he's shown himself to be quite the gritty competitor.
Definitely not. We do have a short break coming up. But after that break, we have an all-you-can-eat buffet in a 30-minute Ironman match as the Dragon of Compentra trumpeting faces the Scourge East. I'm going to take care of everything she wants to take because he's the man, is WelshViiking. 30-minute Ironman match. What to you? Like both wipes. Respect your taint.
Respect your taint. Of course, if your crack leaves a stripe, give it a wipe. We'll be back in 5 minutes.
Respect your taint.
You can't kill me.
You can't kill me.
Oh, no, I'm stuck. Fuck. No. 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 No.
That's not what I needed.
Go back. Go back.
Get the flag.
I ain't having it. Just whack the fucking thing. Oi! Yeah, get the fuck off my scooter! Get the fuck off my scooter! Yeah! How's it feel, huh? Fuck off! Fuck off! Fuck off! That's what happens when you take things that don't belong here! Fuck off!
It always happens. So, give Muso my love and get the fuck out of my house.
What the fuck is happening?
Yeah, I'm not got the kill for it.
He just jumped off.
Enemy down.
Shit. Taz, I had him. Taz.
Fuck off.
Taz. Taz, I was insane.
Hey. I wanna fuck you up. You bitch. How you like that? I like them apples.
What the? What the? I got him, I got him, I got him.
Oh my god, I almost got my guy too.
Oh, shit. See? Full flash round the corner. Suck a dick! What did you have? Oh, you had a purple stinger.
Can you roaches, mate? Sorry. Fucking fancy blazing up, man, yeah? What's your name, bud? Oh, Robert Kendo, is it? Oh, don't mind me. I just want to get high. Basically, my name's Leon S. Kennedy.
By the time I know.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Save me! Tell me! What's so fair? What?
Let me load marbles. I feel. Oh shit! Smell chocolate milk all over the. No! No! It's all over the mouse! No! Fucking hell! Get the fucking towels in you!
Hiya. Here's Bump. I'm gonna eat your brains and gain your knowledge. Right.
Oh fuck! Brilliant.
Accepted, night.
Welcome back, one and all, to SCW Tonight, here from the Twitch Arena, 10,000 strong. I am Phil Hawkins, and next to me, Hall of Famer and former heavyweight champion, Malibu Mike Martelli.
Oh, baby. What a pleasure it is to be in Cardiff to see one of the best shows I've ever been a part of. I must say, already, and we have so much to come.
We do. We have, of course, the 30-man Iron Minute match between Bomb and Viking. Another exhibition. Hopefully they can put on another 5-star match at the behest of Rick Magooch there. No matter who wins, we win. No matter who loses, we win. This is a win-win for the audience. Unfortunately, both of these men will have to decide amongst themselves who will be the winner and rise up the rankings in SCW.
Yeah. And I think, not confirmed, it's my own speculation, but I think the winner of this match is likely to face Dan very soon.
I would say so too. Both flying through the rankings, of course. Bump pretty much undefeated since the Twitch tournament. Viking had a few snags, but every time that he has competed, it's been just the height of devastation. As we've got a prediction within the realm to see who will win the 30-minute Iron Man match between Bump and Viking. It looks like 37.1 thousand votes for Bomperding to come out on top over Vikings 190. I'd imagine that's a glitch in the algorithm, because a betting man would say this is 50-50, Mike.
Yeah, I think so. So, in this Iron Man environment, it's very different. In a one-fall match, maybe he's got it, but who knows?
Yes, of course. In an Iron Man match, it is the most pinfalls or submissions within 30 minutes is the winner. For this particular match, falls count anywhere, which means no count out, no disqualifications. They can hit each other with an audience member. It doesn't matter. All that matters is at the end of 30 minutes, one of these men has more points than the other and can go on to potentially, in our opinion as broadcast journalists, go for the Twitch title next.
Yeah. And of course, neither of us would be here to win for Gooch Mike. Respect your taint. Brought to you by the makers of the Tank Rush. Gooch Wipes.
Of course. And if you're looking for some of that Gooch Wipe action, we are now selling them on Amazon, eBay, and just about anywhere you can get on Google Hangouts and just ask for some Gooch Wipes. We're selling them everywhere.
And you can use them pretty much anywhere where you can slide a wipe into your body. Please feel free to do it.
We take you now live to the Twitch Arena, that as Bomperding seems to be making his way to the ring. Of course, Bomp, no stranger to this arena here tonight. He's already introduced himself to the realm as he cost Monster the SQUIRESHIP title with that devilish stunner in the center of the ring, betraying his old partner.
He's already made his mark without being in a match.
Yes, the icy heart of Bomperding, the dragon of Tom Pentra, the catastrophizing, catastrophic catastrophist, the annihilator of dreams.
Sailor terror, purveyor of panic, the interferer of matches.
Interferer matches should indeed be added to his title.
Yeah. My thought would be, I think, that most impressive compared to that most consistent.
Of course, the Viking horn can only mean one thing. The terror of Tonopandi is back from his recent pillage, and we've got some smoke here, and dear God, Welsh Viking is letting the blood all out as he goes into full berserker mode tonight against Bomperding. It looks like nothing is off the table tonight. The fearsome look in the eyes of Welsh Viking.
He's ready. Smeared himself in the blood of his opponents. He looks ready.
He looks ready. He looks redder than usual because I doubt he's even cleaned that pelt after making his most recent sling. It's covered in the crimson mass. He has gone completely blood hungry for this match, pulling out all the stops. Looks like he could do anything to Bomp tonight. Bomp, of course, taking the opportunity to limber up a little more outside, perhaps.
Yeah, and neither of them from each other on their tailors there. Obviously going to be separate establishments to kid out tonight.
Oh, Viking is furious. Can't be contained. 30 minutes on the clock. Jordan Peterson is literally just there to count shoulders and acknowledge tap-outs as Bomp starts with a clap to the ears, not the cheeks, of Welsh Viking. Straight to the outside. May the violence commence, Mike.
Oh, yes. Long may it. We've got 30 minutes of this. Hopefully they can go the full distance.
Awful series of strikes, a kick and a couple of reversals there, just booting each other in the face with aplomb. I think the first one to deliver the first of their signature moves. There we go. The tide seems to have turned there. Bomp is going for a rings of satin immediately on the outside. Of course, he tapped out Viking with this in their prior match.
Did you say the ring?
Can't quite hear you there, Mike. Your microphone is betraying you a little bit, my friend.
Did you say the rings of satin? That would be better than rings of satin. That would be funny.
I would say it would be funnier, yes. Because nothing funny about what Bomp has to offer as he lifts his opponent in a powerbomb position and powerbombs his opponent over the top rope. Surely that's a rib popped out.
Yep. Nothing funny about that. He's serious.
Could he be going for the twist and stunner immediately? Nope, nope. It looks like he was going for some sort of double axe handle, but Viking got between the legs to stop it. He's rallying back from that awful powerbomb he took over the top rope. Bomp meeting him in the middle there with a strike of his own. Bomp floats over. Shades of Sting with that reverse DDT. Magnificent flurry of strikes.
Not wearing a shirt that he despite his smaller fashion, how he the width, and which explains his power.
Of course, a very broad individual is Welsh Viking, the second SEW competitor to compete shirtless. But I'd imagine the wearing of a t-shirt for someone who plans on letting out all this berserker blood is... what a horrible suplex! Oh, Bomp seems unfazed, but my God. His ancestors have got to have tasted that one.
Oh my.
Bump is incensed as he stomps on the rib cage. Welsh Viking. Oh, boot in the kneecap. And another backdrop. Crunching up with those suplexes.
I think, this is all. All about pace. So, we've got to go. We guaranteed to go.
Bump going for that signature finger snapper. Drops the knees across the back. Of course, Bump uses his technique quite often in his moveset to incapacitate as much of his opponent as possible in one go. Efficiency all the time with Bump. And speaking of efficiency, Viking just missed that overhand chop. Of course, no strikes being missed by Bump tonight. Bump laying in the strikes, does a massive face wash from across the ring. Viking rolling out. Getting his knee stomped. We're a little under 5 minutes in this match, and already Viking's been powerbombed over the top rope. He's having his small joints and limbs crushed by Bump, but the crowd are rallying behind him as he makes this comeback somewhat. As he rolls between Bump's legs and delivers a horrible gutbuster to his knee. Seemingly unfazed by the attack that Bump has done to him thus far. Kicking up the leg again. Chop it. Elbows. He starts delivering some headbutts here. Oh. As Mike would say, smash it in like a cheap Easter egg, but Mike at the moment is getting a glass of water. He'll be back in just a moment. All this action made him parched. Viking looking to get his first tally on record there as we get a 2 count from Jordan Peterson. Viking ascending the top rope. And there it is. The 5-star frog splash. And he's sizing up Bump. Could it be a Rage Driver? Rage Driver, of course, the elevated Fisherman's Buster with the bridge. Shoulders down, going to be the first pinfall of the night. It is! It's the first pinfall of the match. That's 1-0.
1-0 indeed. To Viking.
Viking looking to capitalize on some of that momentum, but Bump comes running out of the corner with an even flow DDT.
Probably on a 1-fall basis against the grain there.
It looks like he's going for it early there, Mike. The stompeting. Of course.
Remember, this is a 30-minute match as well.
The tide of the match has often turned and stayed that way after stompeting. Opponents find themselves delirious and their equilibrium shifts enormously. But Bump couldn't quite get the 3 count there. But he might be calling it up for his twisting super stunner. He knows damn well what he needs to do tonight. There it is, Mike.
Oh, here it is.
But he only gets the 2 count.
Excuse me. I almost choked on my water. But we said about it before. While the stompeting may not put opponents away straight away, it has a long-lasting effect. And we have 23 minutes left for this match. So getting 1 or 2 of those in may be securing the win later on.
Could make all the difference. Viking takes him up to the top rope. We've already seen one top rope maneuver there. They take out one of our competitors tonight, so I'm not quite sure what Viking has in store. It's a massive T-bone suplex into the center of the ring. Bump bounces helplessly off the center of the mat. Doesn't quite get the 3 count. I can't believe it, and Viking can't believe it. Berserker Viking certainly hits different, Mike. Cattle mutilation in the middle of the ring from WelshViiking. Nowhere for Bump to go. He's grimacing. His shoulder blades being torqued and pulled by the excellent bridge of WelshViiking. Doesn't quite get the tap out. Relinquishes the hold.
Yeah. So painful there, like a bridge around testers.
Come up on his shoulders. Oh, the fireman's powerbomb. Descending the ropes again. He might be going for the 5-star frog splash once again. It was a knee driver and Bump saw it coming a mile off. Neckbreaker. Butterfly suplex.
Oh, there he is.
Just like you, champ.
Just like me.
Bump trying to rekindle some of that momentum, but Viking sure to spoil the party as he gets Bump up in a powerbomb, but Bump fights out of it. Perhaps he was about to give him a taste of his own medicine. And yet another even flow DDT in the center of the ring. And now it's Bump's turn to take to the top rope.
Boats arrival at Butterfly.
Oh, that's sent on all of his body weight across the torso of Viking. Pushing his organs up into his mouth. Only gets 2. Bump really could do with a pinfall at this point to even out the score.
It could indeed.
Meat and potatoes there with the neck breaker. Sweep of the leg from Viking. Lifts him up off the ground. Hoists him up like a child and just drives him through the ground. Once again, ascending the rope. And once again, delivering a crushing splash. Pinfall attempt from Viking here. Shoulders down, legs hooked. Only gets a 2 count. Well, this was as violent as advertised.
1-0. The longer this is 1-0, the more it goes in Vikings' favour.
It certainly does, but Bomb hasn't measured up. He looks like he's going to hit him with a rage driver of his own. The disrespect. Wow. Only gets a 2 count with his own move.
Not quite.
And Viking's right back on his feet, picking up Bump and slinging him across the ring. I think Bump has bitten off more than he can chew here with this berserker version of Viking.
Yeah, Bumping there. He doesn't have a doctorate, but he's probably got a master's in this respect.
A chop. Straddles up the knee there, so of course eliminating his ability to dive off the top rope for that 5-star frog splash. He's got him hooked up. And the disrespect on that body slam. He probably thinks, what have I got to do to put this guy away?
What have we got to do to make you love me? Yeah, he's this is an interesting situation for Bob. How does he manage frustration? How does he manage pressure? He hasn't quite experienced that very much thus far.
No, he usually puts his opponents away emphatically, but he can't seem to get the win here on Vike, but he might get his first pinfall now. Nope, another kick out, and he's furious.
Yep.
Blow to the body. More headbutts from the terror of Tonopandi. Long flowing hair. As he smashes it into the forehead of Bompading there. But it's not often we see Bomp overwhelmed.
No, we haven't had that. How does that have... How does he manage that? How does he manage frustration? How does he manage adversity? Don't know.
We got another cattle mutilation. Still nowhere for Bomp to go. This could be the second tally for Viking there. Peterson looks on. Once again, ass right where it shouldn't be.
Yep. Fully freshly plunged with product.
From a Welsh Dragon Screw. And another kick to the head. And another attack of the arm of Bump. But he's got him sized up now, Mike. I gotta think this is the second pinfall coming for Viking. As he hooks him up.
It looks like it.
drives him down in the Rage Driver. 2-0 to Viking, and he's laughing. Bump is right back up on his feet, though. No love lost, all the momentum. T-bone suplex, put him right back down from where he came from. We're almost halfway through this match, and Bombading is still yet to claim a pinfall, but all we've seen so far out of him is a Claymore. That's going to change the tide.
Of course, the adversary.
Stunner, Mike, stunner from nowhere. This could be it. This could be the first pinfall that he gets here tonight. Another kick out from Viking. Unbelievable. He is tamping, but the crowd are chanting "Fight Forever." Sounds a lot longer, 10,000 strong, than it did 660 last week in the Park and Day. As he goes back to the tool shed, attacking the small joints and the longer limbs of Viking there with his signature
and it won't be forever, but it will be another 16 minutes at least.
He certainly has to pick up a pinfall at this point. And the senton across the lower back, any man would feel that. Another pinfall attempt. And another kick out again. Viking doesn't seem to be moving much at this point.
But he's not being put away as well.
He simultaneously can't be stopped while being stopped.
Yeah, he can lie prone for 15 minutes. If he can't be pinned, he wins.
What an interesting technique. He's relying on that Viking tenacity. Bump's just having none of it, breaking at the fingers. His axe-carrying hand, you may say. Oh, a furious but potentially spiteful elbow to Viking. And once again, going back to that move, taking as much out of him as he possibly can. The hammerlock, going for the fingers once again. The power of Odin is with him.
Maybe that's how he does it.
German suplex with the bridge. From out of nowhere. Still only a 2 count.
Viking's resilience is outstanding.
Bomp has had enough and has pretty much told him where to go with that. Oh, he's going to do a stomping on the outside, Mike.
No.
Oh, my God, this man has many children. Oh, my God.
More. I think that was a crucial hold, but it may compromise that. Never even stomp it there. That's 2 now.
Oh, a horrible. And that second one, of course, on the outside. JP knows it's falls count anyway, and he was in the ring doing nothing about it. Bump once again, can't believe it. Stunner on the outside. He finally gets a 3 count, and it took a stomping and a stunner on the outside. But now perhaps he's loosened him up enough that he can get this momentum going, get some more pinfalls or submissions.
This is perhaps where Bombading has the edge on the outside.
Oh, both of them seem to miss their targets on that one. Like passing ships. Bump once again. Directly in front of you, Mike. Delivers your own signature move.
Glorious. What's he going to do about it, though?
There's a belly to back. Of course, on the outside, it's like a multiplier. Into the steel steps. Bump is clearing the dinner table, so to speak.
You've seen this earlier.
Let's hope that's just a tease. We can't just buy tables like that anyway. They don't do them in IKEA, that's for sure.
No.
Moving away from the announce table now. Moving away. Bump following him. And now he's going for it, Mike. Now's the perfect time on the outside after all this punishment.
The rings of satin, as we've called it.
And he made him tap. They're finally back on even kilt there with 2-2. Viking once again into the steel steps. Bump with that fire.
Over 30 minutes cumulative damage for those trumpeting. Oh.
I don't like where his face is, Mike. He didn't have the same idea we had. I thought stompeting on the steps for sure.
I think he's capable of it. Just whether he's realised that can actually work. Oh.
A little old school and a little new school in there. Leg drop to the back of the arm.
Just school.
He throws him across the outside of the ring there. Bump now showing what he's made of. Now he gets Viking into the stairs. Still targeting that arm. We got just over 10 minutes left and they're back on even kilt. If this ends in a draw, I have no idea what the rubber match is going to look like.
Not very rubbery.
Oh, he can't do this on the outside.
Very stiff.
Surely that's got to decompress a lung. First the fingers, though. Across the small of the back. This Viking winces in pain. Viking seems to get a second wind. A third, fourth, fifth, and sixth wind as well. Got him hooked up. Not a bathtub pile driver.
Seen this.
The bathtub pile driver on the outside. Peterson's there to pin the shoulders.
The other one.
Quite obviously. Oh, we got to roll up. We got to roll up, Mike. He played possum. Peterson with the slow count. And that's what he count from Bump. They're back on even kilt with a sneaky, sneaky roll up.
Wow.
Very sneaky of Bump there. Perhaps not letting on how much that bathtub pile driver really took it out of him. But we got a rage driver on the outside now. Hide your kids, hide your wife. What a devastating impact on the outside. Peterson running all the way around. Bump kicks out at 2. Peterson obviously taking too long to get to the scene of the crime, so to speak.
Is that 3-3? I didn't quite catch that. Did,
it's 3-3.
Score that pinfall?
It was a pinfall. We had
3-3.
We had the bathtub pile driver from Viking, and then we had a roll up from Bump immediately after that. Bump is starting to wear the effects of this match. And he goes for the cattle mutilation on the outside, but his foot is stuck on the ring. Now he gets it locked in, as tight as you like. And he got him there with the cattle mutilation to make it 4-3 to Viking. Bump trying to create some space. I don't think this is going to end in the ring anymore. Viking sent into the barricade. We have just under 10 minutes left of this match. Now it's time for Viking to create himself some space. These two haven't taken a breather by the way. It's been non-stop, hard-hitting action. And the belly to back of his own there. Of course, now it's 4-4.
What a bloodbath.
More headbutts there from Viking, softening up the cranium of Bump. I think he knocked a few albums out of his head with that one. Peterson's way out of position again. Only the 2 count. The audience is baying for blood. They don't mind who it comes from. Massive headbutt from Vike on the outside. A stamp on the elbow to the outside too. Once again, no support from the outside. Those crash pads are there more for aesthetics. Another Claymore for a bump. Bump's turning around. Some strikes of his own there on the outside. Not in the European Union anymore. Uppercut.
Yep.
Finally rolled into the ring.
Of course, Wales, as a country, voted to leave.
Suicide dive from Bump. Doesn't quite get all of it. Lands completely shapen and twisted, but it's certainly effective. Looks like Viking blocks the stunner. Rolling elbow block from Bump.
As well as losing my mind at the time. I'm losing count here. Is it still 4-3?
It's 4-4, I believe, still. No, it might be 4-5. I don't even know anymore. I think it's 4-5.
It was 4-3 last time I checked.
Well, we almost had another pinfall there. It was 3-3. It was 3-3. We had a rage driver for a 3 count. Then we had a small package, and we've had a count out since. Not count out, tap out. But we got another rage driver on the outside. We had a tap out. We had a cattle mutilation, and now we've had one of these. So it's in the favor of Viking. 5-3. T-bone suplex on the outside.
Of course, the people at the back not sophisticated enough here to produce on-screen graphics or football giants.
Yes, once again, we do hire out of university and college, so bear with us as we try to do this ourselves. The Iron Man was a last-minute addition, and nobody had the time to write any Python scripts. Children. Now we're back by the announcer table. I don't like what this could possibly mean. Bump's head bounces off it. A reversal from Bump. We got a 3 count off just a kick. That means that pretty much anything is going to put anyone away at this point with the fatigue on display. Still in the favor of Viking, no, by my count.
Me too. 5-4.
5-4.
Let's say it's those cumulative damage over time. If you had 9 matches, guys, it would last hours. But in one go.
A tiger suplex on the outside. No pinfall attempt. Or the Twitch partners are stepping back, and oh no, Mike, not another one on the outside.
Not 3.
That's 3 stompadings, 2 to the outside. Peterson looks on helplessly as he's forced to watch and make the count.
This has to be 5-all.
My God.
That's 5-all.
What are we watching,
Mike?
Mike?
Going with. I just hope to God what Peterson knows. Bump thought he had to break up a 10 count or something then, but forgot completely that falls count anyway, even though he's been getting falls all bout. And another butterfly suplex. Malibu planks there.
Sweet as a nut. Bump going for the fingers. Bit late in the game for that. Another tiger suplex. No bridge from Bump. Just trying to break the shoulders and the neck of his adversary. As he's back in the ring now.
Come back in the ring here.
But he's ascending the top rope. I hope he doesn't have what I think he has in mind. Oh, that's even worse than I thought. Oh, as his back is driven into the concrete mercilessly. I thought he was going for his twisting stunner or something then, Mike, but he foolishly went for a massive sent onto the outside and got nothing but Cardiff floor for his troubles.
He twisted something. Oh, no.
Oh, he's rallying back. He's rallying back. Once again, 3 minutes left. This could be anyone's. Bob starts walking backwards, meticulously around his opponent. He's stalking him, probably trying to find out what it is he can do to him next. He's calling him to his feet.
What does this mean?
This could be it.
I think we know.
The super stunner. The eclipse. and we've got another 3 count there against Viking.
For the first time, Romperding takes the lead.
Bastard pile driver! Bastard pile driver! This could be back and forth now. Back and forth in the last 2.5 minutes of this bout. Oh, the pinfalls are thick and fast now, my friend. Oh, he looked like he was blocked a rage driver. Bomb sends him into the ropes. Crucial. Axe bomber! A sweep from Viking, spoiling the party. Axe Bomberu does nothing. These two are beating the hell out of each other. Another cattle mutilation. Surely not. Oh, Bomb is starting to really rise now.
How much defense does he have?
He didn't tap, Mike. He's feeling it, though. He's feeling that right across his shoulders. Looked like he could capitalize here with another 5-star. It's an elbow to the... Sorry, a knee to the throat, even. Peterson's there to pin the shoulders. Whoa, I've lost count. I'll admit I've lost count. I have no idea what's going on anymore.
I believe that is, excuse me, 7 seconds.
Leg drop to the back of the elbow. We have a 1-minute count, people. 1 minute to see who the winner of this match is going to be. Both men are exhausted. Bump takes to the top rope. Misses yet another senton. This could cost him dearly. Nope, stunner. Oh my God, from out of nowhere. Pump can steal this now. Another 3 count there to Viking. Starna come unglued. Neckbreaker. He's got to be stalling for time at this point. Chop from Viking. Elbow from Viking. Shot to the stomach.
This is a crucial 20 seconds here. The next
Viking
ball wins
desperately needs a pinfall. He's going for the knees. I don't know what he could possibly be going for. Going for the top rope. He's too far away. No 5-star frog splash from over there. No chance. No chance. Viking may have just cost himself the match there with it. It's a draw. We have a draw, ladies and gentlemen. We have a draw for the first time in SCW history. It's 7-7 even. There is no outcome for this match. It's a draw, and both men in the ring cannot believe what has just happened. They've fallen to their knees in exhaustion. My God.
Draw, and both men standing at the end. I do not believe it. What an outlay by both men.
I can't believe
that's the end of that.
I can't believe we couldn't get a victor in 30 minutes. But it was 7-7. Submissions, pinfalls on the inside, on the outside, suicide dives, stomperdings, rage drivers, stunners, all of it. Everything.
Technical wrestling.
I'm exhausted. How have we got more matches to go? I need a bottle and a tuck in. I'm done. Goodness grief. Oh.
Grab yourself a gooch wipe there, Phil.
I need a gooch wipe indeed. I need
a cold flannel.
Need to towel myself off because, of course, respect your taint.
Respect your taint. Respect bump and respect licking off.
Yes, because if your crack leaves a stripe, give it a wipe. Brought to you by Gooch Wipes. I'm just checking in with the socials for the match, and nobody can believe what they've just seen. Just carnage. I'd like to thank the family bus for joining us tonight. Hope you enjoy your seat, and the show is everything that you hope it would be there. Spooder, matching blow for blow. I agree, my friend. The audience probably be more tired. I think mod versus mod there. The rubber matches has to be something even more devilish than the Iron Man match. It's like it's going to be escalation between these two until one of them dies. I'm sure of it.
But what else is there in the world of wrestling that could ever separate? I'm sure Rick McGooch has the answer. We don't. We're fired.
Yes, Rick Magooch must have been watching in the back and filling in his insurance forms, especially every time Bomp stomped on Viking's head on the outside there. Just absolute carnage. But that is not the main event. No, the main event, of course, is for the women's title between Ira Seppet and Broominda Room. We'll bring that to you momentarily. I honestly can't believe the scenes from that match. Just nothing but undiluted carnage.
Yeah, testing our new all there.
We're definitely going to have to get a counter if we do another Iron Man match between those two. That was that was a little bit of everything. We hope you at home have been enjoying the content tonight. Thank you for inviting us into your homes. Of course, we are here live in the Twitch arena, here in the heart of Cardiff, over 10,000 strong. And it's been a hell of a ride to get here, Mike, from the Park and Day shows from before and leading into the second pay-per-view.
Yeah, I think we're moving on to bigger and better things, and this is the first step on the road to doing it. It's been groundbreaking, I would say.
Of course, we've seen friendships started, friendships end. We haven't seen any titles change hands other than the tag titles, and of course, still no word from the Parole models after their crushing defeat against the Bash Brothers some fortnight ago.
Who knows where they are?
But tonight now, Ira Seppet finally defends her title against Broominda Room. Someone who's sort of had their foot up on the corporate ladder, let's say. You know, with her alignment with Bompading, of course, who's highly ranked. Some of the wins that she's picked up. The fact that she is trouble for everybody that she's battled. She finally gets her shot at the Twitch champion, Ira Seppet.
Yeah. Has been very impressive. However, Ira Seppet has been another level in recent weeks. A little bit of a break post the SCW debut. But she absolutely dismantled Phil Hawkins. She's been magnificent, world class. Room has to be at her very best. But as a tailoring, it's not better to stand a chance here, I would say. I'm going to do that hold and take. Very good at the end of it.
Yes, we've seen quite the transformation in Broom over the weeks as she aligned herself with Bomp and she took on some more spiking movesets. And of course, you've seen a lot of what Bomp has done in the last 30 minutes. Some of that does bleed off onto Broom style, but we must pay our respects to our women's champion, Ira Seppet here, reigning and defending from North Wales. The bat in the belfry, your champion, Ira. I do believe she's had a snack, Mike.
Maybe not. Maybe not. There's, who knows? But she has been magnificent. Outstanding aerial ability, outstanding striking, outstanding power.
Outstanding power, of course. That victory against Tails last week, where she relentlessly bashed her head through the ground, like, I don't know how many times, was it 6 or 7? You know, she showed that using that extra special talent that she's got between high flying and raw power. The high flying wasn't getting it done, but the power certainly got it done that night. But we'll have to see what she brings to the front against Broom as these two face off for the coveted women's Twitch title. Of course, customized plates on the side there for Ira Seppet, with her logo from her stream.
In our main event tonight, of course.
Our main event. Broominda Room, hailing from Ireland. Usually with zero fucks to give, as she says, but tonight she looks like she has everything to give, as Ira holds her title aloft.
She has to take a lot again against our champion as well.
Yes, it's quite the challenge to take it to Ira Seppet. Jordan Peterson shows Broom what's at stake and holds the belt aloft himself. We would, of course, like to thank you for joining us again tonight for your EFED content here at the heart of Wales. And Ira looks relaxed and ready, like the champion she is. Dodges a strike from Broom. And the roll through. And a kick. It looks like she's going right to that smash mouth style that she likes to use, Mike.
Yep. No nonsense. In there. All attack. Up close, from far. Through the air. In the air. Down to the ground. Everywhere. I think we're looking at the champion here. This division for a very long time, unless quite a few people can update.
I agree. And some of that strength once again on display as she deadlifts Broom off the ground by her hair. He's stamping down with that heeled shoe. She effortlessly glides up to the top rope. The Bat in the Belfry looking to take flight for the first time tonight with an inverted 450.
Landing. And I would say she has the of WelshViiking mixed it with the aerial ability of one.
An excellent blend of two grapplers you've got there.
Yeah, which of course results in just devastation.
To apologise once again, it seems to be another break in the feed. We may have gone over our allotted bandwidth with the quality of the grappling we've brought you tonight.
Yep. And of course getting close to the production truck's bedtime.
And of course now Ira going back to that technique of just using that strength to drive her opponent into the ring. Oh, nasty blow there. Striking elbow. And a pump handle fall away slam to Broom. It's the middle of the ring. Nowhere to go. 2 count for Jordan Peterson there. Ira has no time to complain. She's right back on the attack, but Broom seems to reverse, looking to set up some offense of her own. Roll through, backdrop, rock bottom of sorts. And she went for the bunda drop, but she got her knees up. Marvellous suplex there from Ira. Another strike there from Broom, looking to upset the will of the champion. Atomic drop, a cheeky little splash.
Yep. Hopefully looking to put a bite on Irish champion brain here.
Coup de grace! Coup de grace, Mike. Nice and early in the bout. Pearson runs over for the 3 count there. It could be it. We've seen her put away many opponents with the coup de grace, but only the 2 count, and even Ira can't believe it. Looks like she's setting her up for a Widow's Peak.
What does this mean?
Will she get it? Widow's Peak! Broom eats all of that. That's got to be it. The shoulder up, but that's a desperation kick out if ever I've seen it. And a moonsault to the lower back of Broom.
In the face of disappointment. Straight back in the game. Back in the game indeed.
Broom not quite knowing where she is there with her distance on her strikes. And she eats a a side redacted leg sweep.
Excuse me?
I'm sorry, I misspoke. A side redacted leg sweep.
Non-Pacific and European leg sweep there.
Yes.
I believe is the name.
Absolutely. And another roll through. And right back to that toolbox with the move that seems to put Ira down the most tonight. She catches the foot, rolls through with the sweep. Oh, a picture-perfect moonsault with all the elegance.
And like we've been saying for weeks now since Ira came back from her tour, she has been, I'll say it, she has been the standout wrestler in all of SCW. By far, I think it's been heading up. And while Broom may be on the offense, sure it's a matter of time before Ira cuts her down. We're back to where we were 30 seconds ago.
Also now Broom focusing her attack on the arm and lower back there of Ira. She delivers the knee strike a la Bomb earlier tonight against Viking in that 30-minute grueling Ironman match. And another Bunda drop.
Your medicine there.
Oh, and that one's blocked that time. Well, you can't do the same thing against Ira. She'll definitely clock you on it and call you out on it.
Broom is no slouch. He's capitalized there on a mistake, Ira. But not for long.
A block, a headbutt. And a straight jacket neckbreaker to Broom in that room. Ira once again ascend into the top rope. And this time, it was the inverted Phoenix splash, but she got the knees up.
I couldn't even see. Whoa! Couldn't even see that.
Don't even know.
Something.
It was some sort of weird spiral maneuver. Oh, and a nice discus punch there. Shades of the late great Scott Hall.
Old-fashioned maneuver there. I like it.
Lovely running knee strike there. Snaff had to be happy to see that one.
The old tale of a punching face.
She's got her in the Galway crab. Ira's got nowhere to go. She's just in the middle of the ring there. Of course, we've barely seen Ira put in any submissions because her opponents don't really get a chance to ground her for long enough. But that's something Broom does in spades. But it looks like we got a reversal from Ira and a roll up there. She's tucked her up. She might get a 3 count.
I think every move that Ira does is a submission. It's just her opponent is on the verge of
well, I would have definitely submit.
But I'm seeing it as I'm seeing it. Different that.
Broom got her knees up once again on the inverted Phoenix splash, and Broom's got her up on the shoulders because she'd be going for the Irish curse. She gets all of it right in the center of the ring. Ira gets her shoulder up, and Broom seems to be crying a bit. I would be too. That was my finish, and the champion kicked out.
I was stunned in silence.
The crowd is hushed, probably out of respect for that kick out. Broom once again goes for that moveset. I'm stunned over the silence of the crowd, if I'm going to be honest.
I think, I mean, they've had a hard job tonight. I mean, they've been through a lot. They've just been through 30 minutes of hell. They're going through this match, the title match. I think it's pure emotion. It's the story of the match. Uncertainty.
Yeah, I think the steam has been blown out of them, and perhaps the Irish curse was the crowd seeing perhaps a way to go home and think of the card that we put on tonight, but not today. Ira said she still has a title to defend as she lays the boots into to Broom, but Broom once again showing that smash mouth style and that new aggressive edge that she's picked up. A backflip Pele kick.
No way.
Like you said, the speed of Monster with Ira's strikes. You can't tell. She'll be powerhousing you 1 second like Viking, and the next thing you know, she's flying through the air.
Yep. Unmatched, I think. We need a revelation for women's division to dethrone Ira, I think.
A lovely textbook snap suplex there with the float over pin. Only gets a 2 count though.
Thus far, Broom's got everything. Thus far.
She finally lands the inverted Phoenix splash. Sorry to cut you off there, Mike, but Ira's not giving us a chance to discuss the match at all. She's just move. And once again, that's the move that she put Tails away with last week. She only does it once this time, mercifully.
Level of aggression we talk about.
Yes, only did 1 this time, mercifully. I'd hate to see another 7 of those in a row.
could probably make it hand.
She caught Broom running with that one, but oh no, looks like Broom caught Ira running this time with the war zone slide. As Broom gets into cover, hammerlock. Oh, horrible!
Yeah, this moved by a lot.
Hammerlock backdrop of Doom. Ira's going for that pinfall. It was only a reversal, but she just wants to get Broom out of there. I think Ira doesn't like what Broom's feeding her tonight.
Just making sure Jordan Peterson is ready there.
Ira once again to the top rope. Could she be looking for another coup de grace?
What is next?
Broom got out of the way, but Ira saves face with a running bulldog.
Instantly she has an answer.
The adaptability of Ira. She misses with her signature move. She does anything else to keep that momentum in her favor.
Mentality of a champion.
Strike to the head. Massive hangman neck breaker there. And once again, the hand on the skull and a choke slam down to the ground to Broom. Perhaps she thinks that's enough. And a kick out at 2 once again, but this time she's directing her ire at Jordan Peterson. Focus on Broom, Ira. Oh, the moonsault knee drop. This could be it, Mike. If she gets her in this Widow's Peak, this has to be it. There it is, Widow's Peak. And another kick out from Broom. Ira can't believe it. Wow. The crowd saying fight forever as we show you the 10,000 strong. Another coup de grace.
Straight away.
And once again.
Right in there, non-stop.
And another Widow's Peak. This has to be it. Ira has to retain at this point, and there we go. Ira retains with 3 Widow's Peaks and 2 coup de grace. She hit Broom with everything that she had, including the kitchen sink.
Valiant performance from Broom. She certainly learned a lot from Tom.
She certainly has.
Ira is just a different player.
And of course, worth noting that second pay-per-view, no titles have changed hands tonight, Mike. Our champions are showing their worth, their salt, their grit, and why they are at the top of the realm.
Yeah, they are proving Ricky Butch right. They are the champions, and in most cases they've behaved they perform like champions, and that's why they've remained champions. Nonetheless, no short of controversy of action of surprises. Been very impressive.
Very, very impressive there as Ira holds her title and the crowd obviously enjoying the fruits of her labours. Ira retains the Twitch Women's Championship. Commiserations to Broom. You put up one hell of a fight there. True contender, but the onslaught from Ira at the end there. It's that championship gear you talk about, Mike.
Yeah, it's an extra level.
Just when you think it's over, it isn't over. Which is, to be honest, that's something that a lot of our roster seems to have. Bomb has it in spades. Viking has it in spades. I think if the title is to change hands at any time, it's going to be lengthy reigns for whoever does hold it, because the talent pool that we have on display at SCW, it cannot be matched.
Yeah. So I think deliver the best wrestling, the best entertainment, the best match arranging. We don't fill matches, we give opportunities, and ultimately that leads to the best show. And of course, we have the voice of wrestling, Phil Hawkins, telling the story as it happens as well. Wrestling isn't the same without Phil Hawkins, ladies and gentlemen, and it's a privilege to have him here in SCW.
And I'd like to thank my co-broadcaster here, Hall of Famer Malibu, Mike Martelli, for the steer, the guidance, and for telling us exactly what it is that we're seeing from competitors, be it their charisma, their moveset, or what it is he thinks that they should do next. So once again, your input is greatly received, my friend.
It's an honor.
Well, that is it from us tonight, my squires. We've seen some hellacious matches. We've seen grudges begin, grudges end, exhibitions, Iron Man matches and title matches, all the live long day. Just a fantastic litany of matches here. And, of course, no more than the Fatal 4-Way elimination match between Tourette's, Cage, Reaper, and Random. Who saw Reaper eliminating everybody in the Fatal 4-Way?
Wow. All three.
Nobody saw it. The Killer Fucker Clutch is an absolute menace in SCW, and I don't think anyone in the SCW roster has it in them to hold on for dear life if he puts that in.
We'll soon find out, as I'm sure he'll be pushed right into the death of talent that we have in the next division.
Of course, Taz versus Scalab in a rematch. Taz said that she had gone back to the pasture, so to speak, and had repackaged herself. She seemed a lot more serious. Her moveset was a lot more vicious. Yeah. And, of course, she managed to get the signature moves off this time instead of being a little too slow on the trigger.
A quick win as well, man.
Very quick win.
And I think she's proven that she definitely is an expert.
An expert in her field indeed. McByrnes versus Westy. What started out as a malicious call-out turned into embarrassment and perhaps a return to his ship with his tail between his legs as McByrnes hastily put Westy away with the, I believe it was the Love on the Docks. And I don't know, like, what we do with Westy going forward, because he's not a part of the roster and he's called out the biggest man and he got squashed. So I think legitimacy for what Westy is trying to accomplish is to be questioned. But we'll have to see what happens next week at the Park and Day to ascertain where he goes next.
Yes, we'll see.
We will see. Of course, then we saw the first title defense from Snaff against Monster as the SQUIRESHIP title. A match that Monster kind of had in the bag in parts, but Snaff was figuring him out as the match went on. But then, of course, Bomperding interfered and delivered the stunner in the middle of the ring, and that completely ripped any opportunity away from Monster. Of course, we don't hold any ill will towards Snaff taking the opportunity, because it's not his place as a competitor to tell the referee to stop the match. Peterson didn't see it, and Snaff delivered the Kryptonite Crunch for the 3 count to retain.
Yeah, opportunity knocked there.
Of course,
and Snaff answered.
Bomperding was met with a chorus of cheers for his interference, so we'll have to see where the crowd's allegiances are as we roll into next week, of course. I understand Monster finished and left the arena shortly after, as to not escalate, yeah. I've heard, because Bomb had a match later tonight, and I'm pretty sure if he didn't leave under his own volition, he would have been kicked out, because we can't have a repeat of last week between McByrnes and Westy, especially in a pay-per-view in these hallowed halls in the Twitch arena.
I'm sure Monster will take away for his revenge.
Plotting away indeed. He's probably got a run in mind that he wants to run all over Bomb next time he sees him. But then we had an excellent showing from Queen versus Queen. Unfortunately for Tails, she was at the receipt of a devastating top rope Falcon's Arrow. We've been told that she's okay. She's just shocked and stunned. She was shaken up, obviously, by the hellacious maneuver. I want to know if she's got one of those from standing now, or if that's what she's going to go to all the time. Because if that's what she goes to all the time, Mike, this division's on notice.
Yeah, for sure.
Then we had the title match, Dan and Lamb Chops. Lamb Chops put in one hell of an effort. Cherry bomb after cherry bomb. Strummed one out all over Dan, but Dan served him up fresh to order. A 5-star meal indeed.
Yeah. They gave everything, both those guys. Definitely.
Certainly did. We had the 30-man Iron Man match, probably another 5-star, whenever the pundits get their Twitter reactions in. Bomb versus Viking.
In the mark.com.
7-7. How do we book them next? They obviously Bomb has his thing going on, but in in lieu of competition, we book based on the best possible matchups. So we've got rankings, and we've obviously got fan interaction and wants as well. I think the fans want to see it. I think Rick Magooch wants to see it. We will see those two gentlemen fight one more time. We want to see it. One more time. One more time.
Yeah.
And we had our title match, Broom versus Ira. Broom changing up her style after aligning herself with Bump, and Ira just dominating all the competition. You can't figure her out. You just can't, Mike.
No.
So it should be high flying 1 second and pulverizing powerhouse the next. Of course, this rolls into neatly into our de facto announcements. Of course, SEW is here to stay. At SEW, we'll be updating you on the Discord as to what gets booked, when and where. Of course, the rankings will be affected by tonight, and we will review, as I would imagine, the landscape going forward. I'd imagine after a night like tonight, there's probably going to be a reboot in order, my friend. It's going to be quite something. Of course, we've got some chat there from Viking and Bump. But we can't stay here forever. We have no more matches for you, but we will see if anybody from the realm is representing tonight. Of course, we are brought to you by Gooch Wipes also. Respect your taint.
Respect your taint. The one way to clean your own way.
I'll tell you what we'll do. As he was denied his opportunity, we'll raid Monster, because he's gone home and had a shower. And love him, he's drowning in sorrows in some silent hill on a marathon. If Bump is in the chat, I would suggest you leave, as not to make him cry.
Yeah.
But we're gonna go raid Monster. We're gonna give him a big hug from the SQUIRESHIP. And of course, once again, we do send our best wishes to Monster. I'd imagine he will fight for a title again someday. Hopefully someday soon. But that's it from me.
I mean, overall, what a show.
What a show.
Won't be the last. Wasn't the first either. The last.
No, we will be back.
And we'll be back.
And that's it from me. I have been Phil Hawkins, and to my right, Malibu Mike Martelli, Hall of Famer and former heavyweight champion, telling you to keep punching. Don't let the bullshit get you down. And we'll see you again next Friday for SCW.
Malibu, baby. Bye. Have a great time.